the best-kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
I'm Doug Brown. Less than 5 weeks after making his Major League debut, Pirates right-hander Paul Skenes is named the starting pitcher for Tuesday's All-Star game. Skenes gets the news on the Dan Patrick Show from National League manager Torey Lovullo.
I'm really excited for you. It's an unbelievable honor, so well-deserved, and we're super excited to make this announcement. You represent so many great things that this game craves. You know, it's such a great story. The way you've come on the scene, the way you've done it with such humbleness.
National League manager Torey Lovullo of the Diamondbacks. Skenes is now a minus 600 favorite on ESPN Bet to win National League Rookie of the Year. Next year, for the first time, the NCAA Women's Basketball Selection Committee will announce the seeding for the full 68-team field, as the men's committee has done for years. ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski reports free agent guard Johnny Juzang will stay with the Jazz on a 4-year, $12 million deal. And Jasper Philipsen wins stage 13 of the Tour de France today.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ, Chris Kennedy, coming up on Monday. The ESPN Radio Rank 'em series continues with the top 5 rookies in the NFL heading into this season. Will Caleb Williams take the top spot? It's unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios. That's right.
And off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. It's AFR presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar and Map. Cassie Spazzali.
I'm walking here. I'm walking here.
Jacob Beck. And Mr. Toby Tomplay. We're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there. Make it a good one. The Riot Radio Hours return. Terry will be in studio 1 hour from right now. Very much looking forward to that, as it has been a hot minute. I was out for 2 weeks. Terry was down in Tampa with his daughters competing in an elite soccer event. So it's been almost a month since we've done the Riot Radio Hour. So excited about that. Phil Steele in 12 minutes from right now. Excited for a little college football preview with the one and only Phil Steele. But let us begin as we do every single day.
It's time to pop the top on another edition of AFR with Bud Light. Drink easy.
Tomorrow, a Saturday, should be a pretty significant day for LSU football. Let me just begin with this. A little bit of news. Our buddy Shea Dixon had it along with others. But Derek Meadows, a top 10 wide receiver for the class of 2025 out of Bishop Gorman in Las Vegas. He had set his announcement date for his commitment for Saturday, the 13th, and he was been trending toward LSU. Well, Shea noted that Meadows is now going to wait a week. He's pushed his college decision off by 1 week. He's, again, from Bishop Gorman, out in Las Vegas, and by and large, the feeling all along with Meadows had been that he was going to be a Notre Dame lean. LSU made a tremendous amount of headway, and Shea told us earlier this week on the show that actually he thinks Meadows is going to pick LSU, and that LSU is going to be the choice on Saturday. Well, Michigan, Bama are the other that have sort of thrown their name in the mix. But Derek Meadows, again, was set to make his announcement on Saturday. He's put it off for 1 week, so we'll learn what Meadows is going to do. Again, this is a top 50 overall player of the country, a high 4-star, one of the top receivers in all of college football. We've talked a good bit about LSU in this receiving class and what it's going to look like. Because remember, next year in 2025, I know it's hard to think like that far in advance, but remember, you're going to lose Kyron Lacey and Chris Hilton and very likely C.J. Daniels and Xavion Thomas. We'll see, does Aaron Anderson come back for a fourth year of college? I don't know. We'll see. Point is, in 2025, you are going to have to supplement that receiver room with numbers. This would be a really significant one if you get him. Now you're just going to have to wait another week to find out if you do. So Derek Meadows has put off his announcement by a week. But we do know that Jace Thomas out of Destrehan is announcing his decision on Saturday, and everyone expects that Jace Thomas is going to announce for the LSU Tigers. When Shea was with us on Tuesday, he kind of told this story. Jace Thomas was kind of lightly recruited. LSU wanted to get him to camp. He came to camp, and he blew up. He ran 4.4 in the 40. He was exceptional in his cover skills. LSU extended the offer. Shortly after LSU extended the offer, boom, now Jace Thomas is prepared to commit, and everyone is anticipating that on Saturday, LSU is going to add Jace Thomas to its 2025 recruiting class. And the other one that's worth keeping an eye on as well is a safety, CJ Jim Coyley. He's out of Nashville. He's a 4-star. And according to Shea, it's down to LSU and Stanford. And Jim Coyley is set to make his announcement a bit later in July, and he's down to LSU and Stanford. I know we have talked so much about the cornerbacks for 2025, and rightfully so. I mean, we've talked a ton about Jabari Antoine, the in-state top number 6 corner in the country, who'd been committed to LSU, decommitted. We've talked a lot about DJ Pickett, the 5-star, who all along had been trending toward LSU, but now Oregon seems to have really thrust themselves into the forefront there, so we'll see how that goes. And I understand why we're spending so much time talking about corner. You bring Corey Raymond back. Cornerback was atrocious a year ago. You've got to start supplementing there. But I really think we've talked very little about safety, which is why I think CJ Jim Coyley will be an interesting one. Just a quick thumbnail on Jim Coyley. He's out of Nashville, Lipscomb Academy. 6'3", 210. By the way, Lipscomb in Nashville is where Kevin Mawai had coached a couple of years ago. So he's a high 4-star. He's a high 4-star. He's down to LSU and Stanford. He's rated as the number 13 player in Tennessee, number 388 nationally. But when I look at safety specifically, Jordan Gilbert, Sage Ryan, Austin Osbury, and Major Burns, a little bit of an asterisk there because Burns is not playing a traditional safety spot this year. He's moving down to that star position. You bring in a guy like Deshaun McBride, who's changed his last name to Spears. Joel Rogers, another freshman coming in. You got Kylan Jackson and Jordan Allen coming back for their second season. So you got a lot of numbers there right now. But I think it's also very fair to look and say, okay, what's that going to look like in 2025? Does Jordan Gilbert come back for another season? Sage Ryan will be out of eligibility. Do you see some attrition at that position? And I think, one of the things that as your roster building, and the way that it's phrased forever is roster management. I think you have to consider now, even when you think your numbers are good, and with Sage Ryan, again, being the only senior, you could return all those players. Gilbert, Osbury, Spears, Major Burns is a senior as well, but again, I got an asterisk next to him. But I'm talking about traditional safety spots. Gilbert, Osbury, Spears, Jackson, Allen, Rogers. That's 6 guys that could all return next season. So your numbers at safety actually look pretty good for 2025. What you don't know, what's really impossible to prepare against is players leaving via the transfer portal. That's kind of happened to LSU at receiver. And I say it's also happened to LSU on the defensive line, which is why your numbers have gotten thin there, which is why in spring you moved Kimo Makanaeoli from offense to defense, which is why you were so desperate to go get a guy like JVR Suggs and Gio Paez out of the portal because you had to get numbers there. So safety may not look like a huge need for LSU for the class of 2025 right now, but it's just a different way that you have to build a roster, I think, as everybody understands. By the way, one other quick tidbit. You all know good and well that I've had this little tete-a-tete with Alabama fans here since Nick Saban retired. And we've had this back and forth. It's just all in good fun, right? Well, the point that I've made over and over is that Bama is burning. They've had this exodus of talent. They have lowered the bar. Last year, Kalen DeBoer signed 9 3-stars. Nick Saban had never signed more than 6 in one class. Kalen DeBoer, first year, comes in 9. He's already got 5 3-stars committed for next year. My point is that they've lowered the bar. They've lowered their standard. You can be all pumped and doing backflips that Bama's got 21 commitments right now in June, which has artificially inflated your number. The point that I've continued to make is you're only ranked as high as you are because you have volume. This happened to Tennessee several years ago where they were early in the class and had like 22 commits, and so they were number 1. They finished somewhere probably around 10, which I think is, I don't know that Bama's going to finish at 10, but they're certainly not going to finish in the top 3 in this class. Well, the point I've made consistently is quality over quantity with LSU and their 15 commitments right now. And today, On3 put out their blue chip industry ranking, meaning the commitments, the percentage of commitments that are 4 and 5-star. Number 1 is Oregon at 94%. Number 2 is LSU at 93%. So Oregon, LSU, boom, boom. After that is Georgia at 89, 4 percentage points behind LSU. Then another big dip to Florida State at 82%, 11% behind LSU. Then Michigan at 80. Then Ohio State at 78. Then you find the Alabama Crimson Tide at 76%. Only 76% of Alabama's commitments are blue chips, 4 and 5 stars. This is the point I'm making. For a decade and a half, Nick Saban thumbed his nose at 3 stars. It was always 4 and 5. And every single year, Bama was 1 or 2 nationally in every single recruiting class. And the point I'm making to you is that Kalen DeBoer, while great coach, good recruiter, doing really well. I mean, this is still good. They're still number 6. They're 6th. But the point is, this is not the standard they have maintained. And it's evident. Oh, you can go do backflips. You can get a lot of numbers, get a lot of commitments. Take your victory laps when you sign those 3 stars. There's a reason every time Alabama took the field over the last 17 years, we all felt like they were going to win the game. It was inevitable. That inevitability has slipped away, and this is evidence of it. All right, it's after further review. Our show open is brought to you every single day by Bud Light. Drink easy in Louisiana with the great taste of Bud Light. Y'all, the weekend is here. We got Drew's birthday party tomorrow. I got the refrigerator full of Bud Lights. You're coming on out to the party. I'll say, hey, man, grab you a cold pop right there. We'll celebrate Drew's 10th birthday. But if it's a birthday party, if it's just a day by the pool, if it's a day out at the beach in the sand, a day at the ball field, or whatever it may be, just lounge around. Make sure you got plenty of ice-cold Bud Light, the official beer of summer. I can say that, right? The official beer of summer. The official beer of AFR as well. Drink easy with the great taste of Bud Light. Okay, quick break. When we come back, excited about this, y'all. Every single Friday throughout football season, we visit with Phil Steele to preview the biggest games of the college football weekend. Well, it's talking season. Phil's magazine is out. We've been talking about Phil all week, and I was like, hey, it's time to get the man on the show. So when we come back, excited to be joined by Phil Steele to get his thoughts on LSU, the SEC, Texas, Oklahoma coming in. What are his thoughts on Bama? I think Phil disagrees with me, but that's okay. It'll all play out in time. Stick around. It's AFR.
AFR.
Love telling you about Rouse's, the official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Rouse's.com. Rouse's.com. Hey, if you're going to make groceries this weekend, y'all, get on by Rouse's. And before you do, make sure that you pull up the Rouse's app, search the weekly ad at the website or on the app so you can see the specials and the discounts for the week. And then also remember the curbside pickup option. Go to the Rouse's app, select your items. Your personal shopper will go pick them out for you. As long as you spend $35, it's a totally complimentary service. You pull into one of the designated parking spaces, boom, they bring it out to you. You don't even have to get out of your car. It's that easy. At Rouse's, they save you time, they save you money, and they always have really cool things as well. The Cajun Ninja is going to be at the Rouse's in Mobile, Alabama. Told y'all. Lake Charles to Orange Beach, everywhere in between. You can get on by and see them. The Rouse's in Mobile, Thursday, July 18th. So let our friends know to the east of here. They got an opportunity there. It's Rouse's. This feels like home.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
Well, don't check the calendar. We're not into September yet, but it's almost football season. It's a great time to check in with our guy, Phil Steele. Of course, a great part of our Football Fridays all throughout the college football season. We've been doing that for years. We're looking forward to that again, but we do have the rare opportunity to catch up with Phil right now. Joins us. Phil, it's a pleasure as always. How are you, man?
You know, I am doing great, Matt. And when I hear your voice, you did throw me for a loop. I'm thinking, is it football season?
Is it September? When it turns to September, man, I'll be out in Las Vegas getting ready for LSU and USC. You have an early thought on that one?
I've got the game. I know LSU's about a 6.5-point favorite in the game. I think it's going to be a close game. I consider that going to be a tight game. I like what USC's done defensively this year, bringing in Lynn as the defense coordinator and some numerous players. And I think with Moss at QB, I think they're fine. Lincoln Riley knows offense. That's going to be a heck of a game. I'm looking forward to watching that one.
You know, it's so interesting, Phil, as we've talked this offseason about LSU and USC. They feel almost like mirror images, right? Replacing a Heisman-winning quarterback, really bad defensively a year ago, new defensive coordinator coming in. When you look at LSU, given all that turnover and how bad the defense was, how do you start to piece together your preseason thoughts and projections on this LSU team?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a much different-looking LSU team than last year. Start with the offense. Offensively last year they could rely on Daniels running for over 1,000 yards. This year, I think we're going to see the running backs run the football more. I mean, last year the running backs had about 280 carries. This year, probably 380 carries. So a lot more running back runs. I look for Nussmeier to be more of a pocket passer this year. They do have the offensive line, but they lose a couple of number one draft picks at wide receiver, although LSU always replaces their wide receivers. I'm interested to see how these new running backs do. Now, defensively, I think there will be improvement. I mean, let's face it. Last year, LSU was number 112 in the country, allowing opponents 83 yards or 41 yards per game above their season average, but they've got too much talent on the defensive side of the ball to be like that. As you mentioned, a new defensive coordinator. I like Blake Baker. Comes over from Missouri, where I thought he did a great job. So I think it's going to be a much different-looking LSU team. Not as high scoring of games. Remember the last time they lost to Heisman Trophy winner, they went from averaging 48 points per game down to 32. I don't think we'll see that big of a drop-off, but I do think we'll see a drop-off offensively, but an improvement probably by about the same amount defensively. So lower scoring games. It's going to be really interesting watching this LSU team this year.
You know, Phil, and obviously it's in an expanded SEC, so you bring in Oklahoma and Texas, and man, Texas seems to have the easier draw. Oklahoma's schedule is just brutal. Texas is probably a more talented team as well. There's a lot of teams with conference realignment, Phil, all across the country, but let's focus on OU and Texas and how you think they fare year one in the Southeastern Conference.
Yeah, and I think schedule-wise, it makes them appear different. In fact, you'll give you an example, Matt. I've got Oklahoma number 7 in my power poll coming into the season. They've got one of the best defenses in the country. When you take a look at the Sooners, it's year 3 for Brett Venables, and Venables has a complex defense. These guys all know it. It's a veteran unit. They'll have one of the best defenses. I like Jackson Arnold. I think he's going to have a good year at quarterback. There are question marks on the offensive line, but I've rated him number 7 overall in my power poll. However, I've got him number 20 just for the reason you touched on. They play the toughest schedule in the SEC. You know, they only have 3 SEC home games this year because Texas is at a neutral site, and they draw Texas, Alabama, Ole Miss, LSU, Missouri. You look at some of their home games, Alabama, Tennessee. This is a rugged schedule for Oklahoma. They'll coast through the non-conference, but once they get to conference play, look out, and that's why I have them at number 20. And it's opposite schedule-wise for Texas this year. Now, Texas, I have number 4 in my power poll, and I think they have the best quarterback room in the country with Quinn Ewers backed by Arch Manning. They've got one of the top offensive lines in the country this year. I rated number 2, and they've got a top-notch defense, and they also are number 2 in special teams. Then you look at their schedule. They avoid a lot of the big boys. The only big boys they play are Georgia and Oklahoma. There's no Alabama. There's no Ole Miss. There's no LSU. There's no Missouri on the schedule. They only have 3 true SEC road games this year, and that's at Vanderbilt. That's a win. Ooh. At Arkansas, they'll be favored. At Texas A&M, big rivalry game at the end of the year. Those are their road games. So the rest of them are at home, including Georgia. I've got Texas playing for the Big 12 title, partly due to the talent and partly due to the schedule.
Phil, old habits going to die hard. Texas playing for the SEC title. You think they play Georgia?
I do.
Okay.
And when you look at Georgia, they are, to me, the most complete team and the deepest team out there. They go 3 deep at basically every position. There's a lot of positions where their third stringer would probably start for a lot of other teams. They've got Carson Beck back at quarterback. They got my number 1 rated offensive line. They've got one of the top defensive lines and defenses in the country, and they also are strong on special teams at number 3. Now, I think Georgia probably loses a game in the regular season. I mean, they have to play Bama, Texas, and Mississippi all on the road. Give you an example. LSU plays 3 tough teams in the SEC, but they get them all at home in Death Valley, in Oklahoma, Alabama, and Mississippi. So schedule-wise, they're probably going to drop a game somewhere, but I think overall talent-wise, and if they get to the SEC championship game, which I think they will, I think they win it. Who knows? We may see Georgia play Texas 3 times this year.
That would be wild. That's such, you could play regular season, conference championship game, and then the playoff. Phil, that would be NFL-esque. I guess I hadn't thought about that. That's why you're the best. He's on Twitter at PhilSteele042. Of course, PhilSteele.com, STEELE, PhilSteele.com. Phil, I would also love a thought. I think we roundly all agree that Georgia, Texas should be a playoff team, and if they're not, something went terribly wrong. The big question, though, is how many more SEC teams can earn an at-large berth? I mean, are we looking at 3 or 4 SEC teams in the playoffs? When you think of it, where does that typically settle?
I would put my low number at 4. I really think at least 4 teams make the playoff. I believe the 4th place SEC team gets in over the 2nd place Big 12 or the 2nd place ACC team. You probably have the ACC champ, the Big 12 champ, Notre Dame, and the group of 5. So that's 4 spots taken, and that leaves you 8 spots. And I can see 4 or 5 for the SEC this year. And I think the low is 4, the high is 5.
Wow. Okay. If it's Texas and Georgia, how do you rate the next level? And I guess I'd negligent if I don't ask what your thoughts on Alabama now post Nick Saban and how they'd be.
Yeah, and I've got Bama 3 and a legitimate SEC contender, and that differs from what happened when Nick Saban announced the news he's leaving in January, and a bunch of those players hit the portal. I was like, you know what, we might be in for a rebuilding year. But after going over the team with Coach DeBoer, much like I did with his team with Washington last year, went over the entire team with him. I look at this Bama team, and I love what he's brought in since he got there. He brought in Damani Jackson from USC at cornerback, Keon Saab from Michigan at safety, as well as some other players defensively. He brings in the Lou Groza Award winner at kicker and Graham Nicholson. They had snap problems last year. If you watch Bama, you saw a lot of bad snaps. Parker Brailsford comes in from Washington, the Joe Moore Award-winning offensive line at center. Snap problem solved. Brings in Bernard, a wide receiver from Washington, and he's got Jalen Milroe back. So this is really a complete team. And going over the rosters with them, last year's Washington, which played in the national title game, and this year's Alabama, I think he's got a better roster this year than he had last year. This guy's 104-12 as a head coach. I was highly skeptical of whoever they were going to bring in to fill those massive shoes of Nick Saban, maybe the greatest coach of all time. And I think they did a tremendous job and hit a home run with Kalen DeBoer.
It'll be interesting to see what DeBoer and the players have to say next week when we're in Dallas at SEC Football Media Days. But that is arguably the most intriguing storyline in all of college football, obviously, is DeBoer replacing Nick Saban. Couple more for you, Phil. I've learned this lesson doing this enough with you. I got to ask you who you think, when you look at those preseason win totals, are overvalued and undervalued, because you got a long history of nailing these. So let's take them one at a time. What team are the odds makers maybe a little too high on that you think is a little overvalued?
Well, can I go off the board on this one?
Absolutely.
I'm going to go off the board and pick Georgia State at 4.5. Georgia State had a really tough situation in the spring. Their head coach comes in, takes over. Their head coach leaves. Sean Elliott left 2 days into spring practice, and now they get a brand-new head coach come in. They lost some players to the portal. It's a first-year head coach, new offensive system, new defensive system, playing in the tough Sun Belt Conference. Scratching my head at 4.5. I've got them a lot lower than that.
Okay, under 4.5 there on Georgia State. And then who are you maybe a little higher on?
A lot higher on. That would be Iowa. Iowa's total is 7.5. And a lot of folks are, when you don't follow college football, you can knee-jerk to some reactions. Oh, Iowa's not playing in the West anymore, so they're going to be, tougher scheduled. They're not getting to play in the Big Ten West. But guess what? They avoid Michigan. They avoid Oregon. They avoid Penn State. So it's like they're playing in the West. Their toughest game is at Ohio State this year. All the other games, I've got them favored. Why? Well, I had thought that Nick Jackson, Jay Higgins, and Sebastian Castro would all leave early for the NFL at linebacker. They all came back. So they have the number 2 defense in the country. Special teams, always great with Iowa, number 10. Offensive line, vastly improved. Best offensive line in 4 years. They've got Williams and Johnson at running back, and improved receiving core. And whether it's Cade McNamara or Brendan Sullivan that wins that starting quarterback job, they're in great shape. So an improved offense, great defense, special teams. And then, Matt, when you get a chance, look at their schedule and find me 5 losses on there, because I got 1. I got at Ohio State. Other than that, I'm favored in all the other games. Over 7.5 on Iowa.
Phil, I've learned this long enough doing this with you that's about gospel for you. When we're looking at the preseason totals, if you like a way over Iowa at 7.5, I'll be riding with you right there. Yeah, I'm looking at it. Illinois State, Iowa State, Troy, Minnesota, Ohio State, Washington, Michigan State, Northwestern, Wisconsin, UCLA, Maryland, Nebraska. That's why you're the best. All right, so we'll keep an eye on that. Last thing for you, Phil. Let me ask you about Brian Kelly, year 3. Year 3 at Notre Dame is when they went undefeated and played Alabama for the national championship. In his history, he's been really good in his 3rd season at places. A lot of expectation on this LSU team year 3 with Brian Kelly to get over that 9-3 hump. Vegas has them 9.5 over under. What's your thought on Brian Kelly and the Tigers year 3?
Yeah, to me, they're a completely a wild card team. There's a lot of toss-up games on the schedule this year. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games that are all within a touchdown, probably within 4 or 5 points. So I think we're going to learn a lot about LSU. Can the defense be as improved as I think it will this year? Can the offense not take as big a drop-off, losing a quarterback, a Heisman Trophy winning quarterback, losing the top rusher, losing 2 first-round draft picks? Will that offensive line take over? It's just a schedule with a lot of toss-up games on it. You know, the Ole Miss game at home, playing Oklahoma at home, at Florida in the Swamp's always tough, Alabama at home. I could see them over. I could see them under. It's one of those teams where I'm going to get the popcorn and see how the season goes.
Well, we'll start that on September the 1st out in Las Vegas against USC. That'll be a lot of fun. We'll look forward to being there. And, Phil, we're going to look forward to talking to you every Friday throughout the season, man. It's always our pleasure to have you. We can't thank you enough for the time, and looking forward to it. What's that going to be? I guess Friday, August the 30th? Will that be our first, or will we go week 0?
We'll go. Let's go week 0. What the heck?
Man. I love it.
It's Matt Moscona. How can I not come on?
If Phil Steele says we're going week 0, we're going week 0. All right, Phil, you're the best. Thanks as always, man. We appreciate it.
All right, thanks, Matt.
All right, that is Phil Steele. We appreciate Phil, as always, for his time. It's After Further Review. Thanks for being here with us. We will grab a break. We'll go around the SEC. I still have to talk about Paul Skenes being named an All-Star Game starter. Congrats to Paul Skenes. We'll get to that here in about 15 minutes. Beck will do Tigers and the Pros. Terrio back from his, our hiatus. So looking forward to having Ryan in studio. We'll do that coming up in 30 minutes. Stick around. It's AFR.
AFR.
Brought to you by Duplessis Builders. If you are even thinking about building a pool in your backyard, at your home, or maybe you own a home with a pool that needs to be updated or renovated, you need Duplessis Builders. One of the things that is maybe the most impressive about Derek Duplessis and Duplessis Builders is their transparency. Listen, when they excavate, it takes 2 to 3 days, and then they shoot gunite. 2 to 3 days after they excavate, they'll shoot the gunite. It takes 21 days for gunite to cure. They will not move before that 21 days. It's got to cure. The tiling and coping takes a couple of weeks to cure before they add water, so they won't plaster before then. The point being, all of this, they take their time. This is why their workmanship warranty is 10 years when the industry standard is 1. At Duplessis Builders, they're building a premium product. It's Duplessis Builders. Learn more at duplessisbuilders.net, duplessisbuilders.net.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared towards seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Farming is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go do. John Deere equipment is what we as farmers strive to have. It's in your blood, it's in your veins. It's just a part of who you are. Green is what we want to be in. The other tractors were acquired to patch it up to get to where you want to be. Where we want to be is in John Deere. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Sabin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Sabin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-75.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
All right, rolling along with you here. We'll get to Around the SEC, just a smidge. Terrio next hour. Looking forward to that. The ESPYs were last night. Haley Bryant was up for 2 ESPYs, came away without a win, but great representation for LSU with Haley Bryant there. Olivia Dunn presented an award. Flagey had a performance on stage as well, which, I mean, that's gone viral on all social media. She was awesome. So a lot of great exposure for LSU at the ESPYs. And then there was Nick Sabin receiving the Icon Award after, of course, his retirement. And I think a lot of you might have seen or heard this by now, but for the benefit of those that didn't, and even if you did, this will never, ever, ever, ever get old, because when Nick Sabin, the greatest college football coach of all time, after retiring, is receiving the Icon Award at the ESPYs, he tells a story about one of his national championship teams. And it wasn't about any of the 6 national championships that he won at Alabama. Instead, he lauded his time under the lights in Baton Rouge and Tiger Stadium and talked about what happened with that 2003 national championship team.
Because sports bring people together better than anything. You know, when we won the national championship in 2003 at LSU, I had Jesse Jackson came in and speak to the team. And he said to me, he said, your team on a Saturday night in Tiger Stadium is closer to the kingdom of God than my church. I said, Jesse, you ever been in LSU Stadium on a Saturday night? You can smell the bourbon on the 50-yard line. And he said, no. He said, everybody has the same goal. The rules are clearly defined, and everybody's together in spirit. When we won the national championship in 2003.
Anyway, I feel like I could have just listened to Nick Saban talk on and on and on. By the way, the other really cool part about that is Mark Ingram and Bryce Young were up there presenting him with the Icon Award. So you had 2 Alabama Heisman Trophy winners there on the stage, presenting Nick Saban with his Icon Award, and he tells a story about winning a championship at LSU. Suck it, Bama nerds! Told you I love Nick Saban. I do. My hatred for Alabama is just rooted in the fact that I've watched Alabama beat LSU a lot. But it's not for Nick Saban. I'm forever grateful for Nick Saban because everything LSU football is and has become was because he was the one that ignited that flame. And everything it has grown into over the last 20 years started with him, and I'll be forever grateful for that. All right, we're brought to you by First South Farm Credit, firstsouthland.com, firstsouthland.com. If you are thinking about buying land, your first call, your first choice, your first option should always be First South Farm Credit, because First South Farm Credit has been doing that since 1916, helping Louisianians buy land. By the way, more than 40 locations, First South Farm Credit, in Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama. So they can help you buy land in any of the contiguous 48 states. So no matter where you're thinking of buying land, maybe you want that acreage for recreational property, that hunting property in Mississippi or Texas. Maybe you want 20 acres in St. Francisville to build your family's dream home. Maybe you want to go build a ranch up in Idaho. I don't know. First South Farm Credit can help you. If you're thinking about buying land, your first call should be to First South Farm Credit. Go to firstsouthland.com. firstsouthland.com, firstsouthland.com. Okay, do it every day about this time. Let's go around the SEC.
Around the SEC, bringing you the biggest news from the nation's best conference. The Ole Miss Rebels.
This is sad news out of Oxford. Lane Kiffin's father, Monty Kiffin, longtime NFL and college defensive coordinator, has died. He was 84 years old. Ole Miss announced Kiffin's death on Thursday. He was said to be surrounded by family and friends in Oxford. Monty Kiffin had been working for the Rebels under his son as a defensive analyst after his coaching career, which had started in 1966 at his alma mater, Nebraska. Monty Kiffin dead at the age of 84.
The Georgia Bulldogs.
The complete opposite end of the spectrum. A third Georgia football player has been charged with a racing violation. That's third this week. 2 Georgia players were arrested earlier this week for reckless driving. Now a third has been involved. In addition to Smile London and offensive lineman Bo Hughley, freshman defensive back DeMello Jones has also been charged with racing on streets and highways. Hughley was arrested on Tuesday. Smile London was one of the top linebackers in the SEC. 68 tackles for Georgia in 2023. He was a former 5-star player coming out of high school, but a third Georgia player now, DeMello Jones, arrested and charged with racing violations.
The South Carolina Gamecocks.
And there was a big SEC winner at the ESPYs. South Carolina women's basketball team and Dawn Staley were recognized out at the ESPYs. Gamecocks claimed the ESPY for Best Team, while Staley received the Jimmy V Award for Perseverance. Everything, of course, is broadcast live on ABC. Gamecocks became the 10th team in NCAA history to complete an undefeated national championship season in women's basketball. Also their 8th SEC regular season championship and 8th SEC tournament title. All right, there you have it. That is Around the SEC, brought to you by Michelli Weighing and Measurement, Michelli.com, Michelli.com, with more than 30 offices across 11 different states. If you weigh or measure something, Michelli sells, services, rents the products that you use to weigh and measure. You can check them out online at Michelli.com. You can find the location nearest you. You can ship your precision measurement devices to Michelli at any of their locations. Just start at the website at Michelli.com, Michelli.com. We'll be flying out Sunday to Dallas for SEC Media Days next week. When I go to check my bag, I'll put it on a scale right there. And if you ever go to the airport, you put your luggage on the scale, look right on the side of that wall right there, you'll see the little green and blue Michelli sticker, because essentially they're our nation's largest distributor of scales, and they're local. Based out of Harahan, where their corporate office is, but now they have a presence in more than a dozen states. It's Michelli Weighing and Measurement, Michelli.com, Michelli.com. Hey, you can always email, tweet us, or text us in the 225-396-4400, 396-4400, 396-4400. I got a text earlier today from, I'm trying to find the name. This was Caleb. He said, Matt, you've been talking about what LSU players might come back to school after the MLB draft and what commits might decide to forego the league and come to campus. So I actually am going to do that today with Terrio here at the top of hour 3. I'm going to run through the current LSU roster, all of the high school commits, and the JUCO signees as well, and effectively what we know about each of them, who's 100% coming to campus, who you can completely kiss goodbye, they're gone, and who has decisions to make, and sort of where all that lies. So I'm going to run through all of that coming up to start hour number 3. I mean, some of it is a given. Like, we know Connor Griffin and Cam Caminiti are not coming to school at LSU. They're going to be top 15 picks in the draft. They're going to make $6-7 million in the draft, and God bless them, and you wish them all the best. We know Tommy White and Thatcher Hurd and Gage Jump and Luke Holman, Fidel Ulloa, all of those guys are signing. They're not coming back. I'll give you the update on Bear Jones and Griffin Herring, and it's not that dissimilar from what we heard earlier this week from Joe Doyle, which is the two, whereas early in this process, the feeling was Bear Jones was going to sign and Griffin Herring would be back. Griffin Herring went up to the Cape, has gone up to the Cape this summer, has been a starter, has shown he can throw his changeup. Enough scouts have seen it, and the feeling is now that in the Cape, Griffin Herring has seen his draft stock rise, and the feeling is he's probably going to get drafted and sign. Whereas Bear Jones, it feels like he's leaning far more toward coming back to LSU. And what a boost that would be to this lineup if you get Bear Jones's 28 homers right back in the middle of this lineup. So we'll find out. Again, the draft starts on Sunday, first round on Sunday, rounds 2 through 10 on Monday, and the remainder of the draft will be Tuesday. And the days 2 and 3 go rapid fire. But by the time the draft ends on Tuesday, we'll know for certain. I shouldn't say for certain. We'll have a much clearer picture of what the LSU baseball roster is going to look like. Yeah, but I'll go through everybody at the start of Hour 3. So if you have to go away, come back here in an hour and 15 minutes or catch us on demand, however you get your podcasts, or on YouTube. Of course, AFR On Demand presented by Breck Golf. Book your tee time at golf.breck.org, golf.breck.org. Okay, quick break. We'll come back. I want to talk about Paul Skenes. Great honor today. Beck will have Tigers in the pros, and then Terrio in 15 minutes. Don't you move. It's AFR.
AFR.
Congratulations in order for our friends over at the Watermark Hotel. I tell you every day we're brought to you by the Watermark and the Renaissance. Watermark downtown, Renaissance Southtown, right there on Bluebonnet. But the Watermark Hotel was voted by you, the best hotel in Baton Rouge in the Best of 225 Awards, which were announced just a couple of weeks ago. I'm thrilled for them. I tell you all the time that the Watermark is Baton Rouge's premier hotel property. Now you no longer have to take my word for it. You have said it in the Best of 225 Awards. The Watermark is gorgeous. I tell you all the time. They have taken the history of that old building, the old Louisiana National Bank building, Baton Rouge's original high-rise downtown. They've maintained so much of the history while modernizing it with amenities. It's like walking into a time capsule that's been modernized. It's amazing. It's downtown. It's the Watermark Hotel. Exquisite views from the top of the river and the bridge. And, of course, the Gregory, the restaurant right there in the lobby. Check it out today or this weekend at the Watermark Hotel.
Farming is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go do. John Deere equipment is what we as farmers strive to have. It's in your blood, it's in your veins. It's just a part of who you are. Green is what we want to be in. The other tractors were acquired to patch it up to get to where you want to be. Where we want to be is in John Deere. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Bayou Ford has $10,000 off F-150. $10,000 off the new 2024 Ford F-150. And all new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood Subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
What has been an historic start to his career for Paul Skenes got even better on Friday. So earlier this week, we learned Paul Skenes had been named to the NL's All-Star roster. He's made just 11 starts, so he'd been named an All-Star after just his 10th big league start. We know he didn't even pitch the first month of the season, wasn't even called up the first month of the season. Well, named an All-Star for the first time, he becomes the first ever number 1 overall pick to become an All-Star in the rookie season after he was drafted. There have been number 1 overall picks that have become an All-Star even as rookies, but not in the season immediately following their draft season. So Paul Skenes is a one of one in that respect. And then today, Paul Skenes was doing an interview on the Dan Patrick Show, and Torey Lovullo, who's the manager of the Diamondbacks and the All-Star manager for the National League, sort of interrupted the interview between, of course this was staged, but interrupted the interview with Dan Patrick and Paul Skenes to pass along some news.
Yes, Todd.
We've just received a call from Arizona Diamondbacks manager Torey Lovullo. Wanted to check in with you and Paul.
Hey, well, Torey's the National League All-Star manager. Hey, what's up?
What's up, Dan? How you doing this morning?
Good. I'm conducting an interview here. What's going on?
Yeah, well, I felt like it was my time to just butt in on a really special moment. I could see you guys were having your special time. But, Paul, first of all, how are you doing? I just wanted to congratulate you. I've chosen you to be the starter for the National League in the 2024 All-Star Game. I'm really, really excited for you. It's an unbelievable honor and one that's so well deserved.
How about a round of applause?
Let's go.
Thank you, sir. That's unbelievable. That's awesome.
Yeah, like I said, so well deserved, and we're super excited to make this announcement. And you represent so many great things that this game craves. It's such a great story. The way you've come on the scene, the way you've done it with such humbleness, it's noticeable. And I'll be honored to be your manager, and I'm going to be honored to be watching you throw your first pitch. Super excited about that.
Are you accepting this, Paul?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, just wanted to make sure we got to get it official.
All right, so there was the Dan Patrick Show. Torey Lovullo calling in to name Paul Skenes the NL starter for the All-Star Game. By the way, this has only happened. This is now the 5th time in history that a rookie has been named the starter of the All-Star Game. First time in nearly 30 years. Hideo Nomo back in 1995 was the All-Star starter. But there is a little bit of a caveat there because if you remember, Nomo had been a professional in Japan. He was 26 years old as a rookie. So there's a little bit of a caveat there. Fernando Valenzuela back in 1981, Mark Fidrich back in 1976, and Dave Stenhouse in 1962. That's the list. Now that includes Paul Skenes. And ESPN Stats and Info threw this out there as well. Paul Skenes has the most strikeouts with a sub-2 ERA through 11 starts since the ERA stat became official in 1913. So literally nobody since 1913 has had a start to their career like Paul Skenes. A sub-2 ERA with that many strikeouts. He's just been absolutely remarkable. So congrats to Paul Skenes. He'll be the NL All-Star starter there in Arlington on Tuesday for the All-Star Game. Okay, it's after further review. We're brought to you by Parrish Construction and Roofing, parrishbuilt.com, parrishbuilt.com. You can check us out online like I tell you every day. Do business with someone you know. That's me, that's Terrio, that's Richard Tilley, that's Joe Morales, that's Trent Davis. That's our whole crew. If you have or think you might have roof damage, we'd love to help you out. Tell you every single day. You can go to the website at parrishbuilt.com, but ultimately our goal is from the moment you call us or you fill out that web form online, our goal is that the only thing you have to do is pick a shingle color. We'll contact your insurance company. We'll meet the insurance adjuster. We'll help you file the claim. We'll do all the work. Our crews will be on time. They'll be respectable. They'll do beautiful work for you. All you got to do is pick out shingle color. So do business with someone you know. It's us. It's Parrish Construction and Roofing. Parrishbuilt.com. That's parrishbuilt.com. All right, we got about 90 seconds, but I think we can go quickly. Beck, hit us with a little Tigers in the Pros.
Tigers in the Pros. They still bleed purple and gold. They're just really rich now.
All right, starting off the Summer League, we've got Will Baker playing for the Pistons.
Hey.
KJ Williams actually playing for the Thunder. He played Wednesday, got 17 minutes, 8 points. Thunder won that game. 76ers will be Darius Days, and then Javonte Smart for the Bulls. They will all play tomorrow. In the MLB, Paul Skenes, as we mentioned, starting All-Star game, also had a really good start yesterday. 7 innings, 11 struck out, 1 walk. Him and Nolan Ryan are the only pitchers in the modern era to record multiple starts with at least 11 Ks, no hits, and in a single season. So that's not bad.
Pretty good.
Kevin Gausman, pretty good yesterday as well in his start against the Giants. 7 innings, 6 hits, 2 earned runs, 3 Ks. Blue Jays got the win 5-3. And then something that Musa doesn't like to mention, so I had to do it. Beach volleyball. Taryn Cloth and Kristen Nuss are not only going to be representing the Stars and Stripes at the Olympics, they also just won the Elite 16 tournament in Gstaad, Switzerland.
There we go.
So good win for them.
Big round of applause for the ladies. Yeah.
Also going back to the diamond, I forgot about Alex Bregman having a really good June and July, hitting 309.
You have 3 seconds.
And
Okay,
that's it.
That's Tigers of the Pros. Hour 2 next.
AFR.
Brought to you by Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com. Windows, doors, siding, Relief Windows, and ReliefWindows.com. Energy-efficient replacement windows, beautiful entry doors, hardy plank vinyl siding. Oh, yeah. They do indoor shutters as well. Hey, remember, when you call Relief Windows, I really hope you take advantage of this. It's such a cool feature that they have. So Brandon and Adrian Holly have they've gotten this new technology. It's a 3D technology whereby when you come and sit down with one of their associates, and you're interested in windows or doors or siding or anything, they can show you on a 3D model exactly what the windows you're choosing look like on your home. If you want a different color, they can show you exactly what it's like. So you're not just flipping through a book looking at photos or just small samples. You can see on a 3D build-out model exactly what it looks like. It's Relief Windows. Y'all, you want the best. Lower your energy bills, save money, increase your home's resale value. They're just the best. It's Relief Windows and online at ReliefWindows.com.
There it is, the extra mile on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our #1 product is always customer satisfaction. Visit us online at ReliefWindows.com.
BRAC teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. BRAC, your #1 park system in the nation.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Doug Brown. It's been 29 years since a rookie pitcher started the All-Star game. That was Hideo Nomo. The streak ends this year, though. Paul Skenes of the Pirates will take the mound Tuesday night for the National League. In 2 of his 11 Major League starts so far, Skenes allowed no hits. And he'll be the first Pirate pitcher to start the All-Star game since Jerry Royce in 1975. The Cowboys have won only 5 playoff games in the last 28 years, all in the wild card round. 3-time Super Bowl champ Mark Schlereth says owner Jerry Jones is the reason.
No head coach ever is given the authority to truly be in charge of the organization because Jerry does things like bring in Trey Lance without talking to anybody. And it just, it emasculates the head coach. And it puts him in a position where he's truly not in charge. And I just know how players are. They just take advantage of that.
Mark Schlereth on Unsportsmanlike. Free agent forward Sadiq Bey gets a 3-year, $20 million deal with the Wizards.
Here's one stat that's super simple to remember. Discover automatically doubles the cash back on your credit card at the end of your first year with Cashback Match. With Discover, you could turn $150 cash back to $300. See terms at discover.com/credit card.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge Studios.
That's right.
It's that Louisiana boy, yeah, they call him the Riot. Born and raised in the swamps, on the fight like a tiger. He going beast mode, baby, he a beast though. What you think he supposed to do? You picture better reload.
After further review, the Riot Radio Hour with Matt Moscona and Ryan Terrio. Presented by Alpha Customs. Alpha Customs, Prairieville and Lafayette. And online at alphacustoms.net.
How's your week going?
Week was good.
Yeah, good.
I have a good idea. I'm full of good ideas.
Here comes Terrio. The throw, not in time. Scudero delivers and the Giants lead 4-3 in the 10th.
The wave pool, although probably full of bacteria, flesh-eating parasites, and the occasional turd, provides endless hours of fun. It's not cool to have a 30A sticker on the back of your grocery go-getter. Big fan of the truck.
The Riot Radio Hour.
Terrio around start. He heads for home. Here's the throw. He is safe. Tigers win. Tigers win. Go.
Hour 2. Off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. I'm Matt.
Love you, Matt.
Hassy Spazzazz.
I'm walking here. I'm walking here.
Take it back. Hey! We're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there, make it a good one. You, bruh.
Hey, right.
How are you?
I'm doing wonderful.
Man, been a minute since we've done radio. Excited to have you here. We did not actually talk before the show. However, we are wearing the exact same shirt. Look at that.
Well, great minds think
Cassie,
alike.
can you go on this one real quick? Go on that camera real quick. See, I'm wearing it. And you can go on Terrio's camera real quick.
See if you can see mine.
Can you see Terrio's?
She hasn't changed it yet. That's okay.
Oh, there. Oh,
she's
sorry.
changing it right
Yep,
now.
There you go. Sorry, the
It's
two
just
shot
like
was
5 seconds.
For those that don't know, the producer camera is the same one that's the 2-shot over here. So it was over there for Beck doing Tigers of the Pros.
She got it.
My
Look,
shirt, now
look,
Terrio's shirt,
Look,
same shirt.
look at
Why are you flexing your pet?
I started working out yesterday.
First time in a while?
It's 2024.
First time in you had gotten
Thick.
No.
With
You had
2 C's.
You had gotten skinny.
I looked horrible. I did.
You got too skinny. There was one time you walked in. You remember like in 2015 when I got like to 190 pounds and you told me, you're like, bro, you look bad.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
I do.
And that's why now I weigh like 230 because you made me gain 40 pounds because you gave me all kind of like body complex issues. Yeah. I think I did the same to you. I was like, bro, you look bad.
I mean, yeah.
Because you were too skinny.
No, I was extremely skinny.
You look good now.
I'm an extremist.
You just have these huge swings.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say like when I was skinny about 6 or 8 months ago, that was a rarity. That was too much.
Yeah.
I mean that because I wasn't working out, I was only running, and I was eating like a rabbit. Like there's no real muscle mass. I didn't feel great. So I went the total other way. I fell back in love with Dr. Pepper. I had a problem. I've had a problem my entire life.
Cheeseburgers
with Dr. Pepper.
Really?
Oh, dude.
Okay.
I love Dr. Pepper.
Is it? What do you think? How do you feel? Where do you fall on Diet Dr. Pepper?
Off it.
Oh, so just Dr. Pepper?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like if I'm drinking another, soda,
a Coke.
If I'm drinking another
Soft
Coke,
drink.
I feel like I'm cheating on Dr. Pepper. I told that to Jonna the other day. I got a No, it wasn't Diet Dr. Pepper. It was the Diet Dr. Pepper no sugar because that's what I'm doing. I'm going no sugar, very few carbs.
Okay.
And I said, it doesn't taste bad, but something doesn't feel right.
It's not the same?
Just give me the water.
It's just not the same? Yeah.
So I ran yesterday. You'd be proud of me.
Okay.
I did well. I felt good the whole time. I'm easing into it, mile or two a day, and then it'll slowly. I'm not going to kill myself.
Yeah.
Lifted a few weights. Slept great last night. Had
Awesome.
a nice sweat. Considering you remember when I did the sauna stuff?
Yeah. Cold plunge. You went hot cold.
So I'm going to start that. That'll kickstart it.
Yeah.
But here's the difference. I'm going to try to get jacked.
You know who you need to talk to? You got
old man jacked.
What do you mean? Oh, old man. Like Sylvester Stallone in Rocky 6 jacked.
I'm going to try to get old man jacked. Like shoulders. You know how old guy, they always get the big traps, and it's super obnoxious. That's what I'm going to go for.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, good luck.
We'll see.
Forward to it. So anyway, how's everything else going there for you?
Great.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, good time.
Everything's going great.
Good.
Good time. Been a bit busy at work, which is great. We're going to talk about that in a little while. I hope you haven't done the live reads yet.
I did at the end of last hour, but that's okay. We could talk more about it. I'd love to hear what's going on more. I know people are super excited.
I've got a big announcement, actually.
Okay.
Today.
I was in Lafayette for the show on Wednesday. Shout out to everybody there in 337 that came out. The Parrish hats were a hot commodity, man. Yeah. Everybody wanted a Parrish hat. Mm-hmm. I think we got to buy more.
The Parrish is a big thing. We have more. We're about to go broke, but we've got more hats. We don't buy the cheap hats. I'm not buying like the hats are nice.
The hats we get are hats that people want to wear. They're the Richardson 112s, and they're great hats, and they're like embroidered, and it's not a dinky cheap hat. It's a good hat that people actually wear. The logo's cool. So yes, people like our hats.
If you want to keep getting cool hats and cool swag and stuff, we gotta do some more roofs.
I know. I keep getting hey, can you mail me a hat? I'm like, slow down.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
You do your roof.
Anyway, roof, yeah.
We'll talk about that in a little while. But no, been busy, man. A lot of good things. Parrish, T3, but really, summer's in full effect.
Yeah.
My daughter's won regionals.
Congrats.
Shout out. So we got nationals coming up in a couple weeks. So shout out to the BVB girls. They did great. On the way back from our regionals victory from Tampa, we stopped at the beach. In-laws were there. Always a good time.
Okay.
And hung out for a couple days.
30A?
30A.
Okay.
There.
Yeah. My guy over at 30A.
So I made an observation.
You went from poo-pooing all the 30A stickers on the grocery getter now to being a 30A
went to the donut hole every morning. I was there, dude. I was part of the plan.
So good.
So I made a few observations while I was there, and I want to talk about one of those observations. Okay.
Yeah.
So here we go.
Here we go.
Dear people who swim in the ocean.
Okay. And go ahead and spit that out. Yeah.
Unless you've been under a rock this summer, you've seen posts on social media about the influx of shark attacks in the Gulf.
Yeah.
It's hard to watch some of these videos. It's hard to look at some of the pictures because of the level of damage that these killing machines inflict. Sharks can live in freshwater, relatively brackish. Normally rivers that are close to salt water. Obviously, they live in the saltwater in the ocean. And for you guys that didn't know this, Matt, sharks are an apex predator. They have many characteristics that allow them to basically do whatever the hell they want when they're swimming.
Yeah.
Or living. Whatever it is, sharks do whatever they want.
Whales eat sharks, though, right? Whales are greater than sharks.
Sharks do pretty much whatever they want unless a killer whale is around.
Yeah, killer whales are that's the dude.
The ocean's huge.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I've heard that before.
So sharks have skin. I did a little prep here. They have their skin. The shark's skin rejuvenates faster than most living creatures. Pretty interesting fact. They have multiple rows of teeth that regrow themselves if they bite you in the ass and a tooth comes out.
Oh, they regrow their teeth.
Yeah.
My son's like that. Drew's got like three rows of teeth. He never lost some of his baby teeth.
Part shark.
He's kind of like a shark. Yeah.
Baby shark.
Like a baby shark. He is kind of like a
shark.
baby shark.
And sharks have a bad attitude, if you didn't know. If you like sharks and you choose to swim with them, then you're an absolute moron. Very unpredictable. Even the idiots that put themselves in a cage and film the sharks swimming around when they're eating stuff and they chum the water, those guys aren't even safe. These are some dangerous creatures. If you want to swim and you're on 30A, I want to encourage all you guys to go to the Big Kahuna.
Yeah.
The Big Kahuna water park on 30A is wonderful.
Or just go to the pool.
Or you can go to your pool. You can swim all you want at the Big Kahuna. They have a wave pool. The STD that you may get pales in comparison to losing one of your butt cheeks to the jaws of a shark.
Yeah.
The lazy river's continuous flow of water at a relaxing pace could possibly be the reason that you got hepatitis. Or it may cause you to shoot mud out of your butt for 24 hours. But those two things I would gladly accept if I had to choose between that or a shark attack.
Out of your butt for 24 hours. That is so graphic and gross.
Norovirus. Waterborne. Yeah.
Shoot mud out of your butt for 24 hours.
It's a thing. That happens. It blows my mind that every time I go to the beach, I see a bunch of folks swimming way out, like in the deep area, past the sandbar, and when they can't stand up. So here's essentially what's happening when they go out there. You got a bunch of half-naked, fit most of the time, good-looking humans just dangling out there waiting for the food for the super predator to come and just eat you.
Yeah.
Like you just like come and get me.
Come and get me.
They don't even have to chew through clothes. It's just the food right there. It's already prepared for them. Imagine walking down the street, Matt.
Yeah.
I want you to imagine this.
Okay.
Imagine walking down the street.
All right, I got it.
And a perfectly cooked filet is just hanging in the air right in front of your face.
Yeah, got it.
Of course you're going to take a bite or two.
No. I'm going to assume that that's someone else's filet. That's the difference between humans and animals, is we have free will.
Imagine this.
I could understand that's someone else's filet that's not mine sitting right there.
Imagine
and I can
this,
walk into a restaurant and purchase a filet.
These are free fillets.
I get it.
Close your eyes again.
Okay,
Imagine
got
this.
It. All right, here we go.
You're walking down. You and Eric and Drew are walking through the neighborhood.
Through the neighborhood, got it. Okay,
going to see the puppy, the Visual.
Going to see Duke.
Going to see Duke.
Going to see Duke.
You turn to your left.
We take the golf cart though, but yeah.
On the golf cart.
Yep, we're on the golf cart.
You turn to your left. Filet. How do you like your filet?
Medium rare, of course.
Medium rare. You turn to your right. Another filet. Medium. Right in front of you. Listen. Yeah. It hits the window. Another filet. They're just sitting there. Whether you're hungry or not, your curiosity might get the best of you here. And you know what?
Yeah.
Just take a bite of this filet.
Do I have a knife and a fork, or am I just eating it with my hands?
You're just eating it with your hands.
No,
bro.
see, I'm not okay.
You're
with
off that.
I'm not okay with that.
Well, in this case,
do I have any red wine? Because it really brings out the flavor. I need some red wine.
There's red wine in Capri Sun packets.
I don't want Capri Sun.
There's red wine right there.
Red wine, good. Okay.
Yep.
Is it a cab? Is it a
cab? It's raining.
Is it a blend?
It's raining red wine. All you have to do is open your mouth.
No, I don't want it to rain because then it's going to get all over my head and when you're bald, then you got and then on my clothes and that stains. You don't get red wine out. It's hard. And I don't want it to be raining red wine.
You've got glasses of red wine just hanging midair for you to try if you'd like.
Are they aerated?
If you want them to be.
Of course I want them to be.
Then they are.
You think I'm a Neanderthal?
Then you want them to be.
What do you think, I'm a shark?
Listen, people, sharks run the damn show underneath the water, okay?
Yeah, they do.
Sharks are real gangsters. They're the gangsters of the deep, is what I like to call them. Sharks are the gangsters of the deep.
Got it.
They are that. They make the rules. They say who lives and dies, by the way, if they're swimming around. But we just have to keep testing them. We just keep going out there in our bikinis, in our Speedos, perfectly just sitting up there for the sharks to come eat us. We just keep trying them, and what do?
Eat us.
They take a bite.
Yeah, take a bite.
Couple things you're never going to catch Pawpaw doing.
Okay.
Pawpaw Cricket.
Don't call yourself Pawpaw Cricket.
Pawpaw Cricket will never do a
listen,
couple things.
When we're at the parish office and you make everybody call you Pawpaw Cricket, like that's fine. You can do that there. Here is not the parish office. You will not go by Pawpaw Cricket here.
There's a couple things that you ain't going to catch Pawpaw doing. Number one, it's going to be swimming neck deep in the ocean.
Okay.
Not happening.
Yeah, not happening.
Number two, riding a roller coaster. I think that's stupid.
I'm with you on that. High five.
Number three, bungee jumping.
Oh, I'm with you on that too. High five.
And the last, but definitely not least, is skydiving.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
We're 4 for 4.
Basically, anything that the good Lord designed my body to do, I'm cool with doing.
Yeah.
Other than that, I'm out.
Yeah.
This is a public service announcement for all those out there. Anyone headed to the beach this summer, listen up. There's sharks in the damn water.
Yeah.
They're there. They're eating people. They're biting people. It's perfectly fine to go in the water up to your knees, but anything deeper than that, you're playing with fire. Yeah. Make a sandcastle. Play bocce ball. Bury your friend in the sand, for heaven's sakes. I don't care. Just don't go in past the sandbar. Sincerely, Ryan.
It's after further review. We'll do Kick Rocks next. Stay here. It's AFR.
AFR.
Brought to you by Darren James and Associates, brokered by LPT Realty. I've told you about agent225.com for years now, the most user-friendly website in real estate. Agent225.com. You know what Darren's got now? The Darren James app. Go to your app store right now and download the Darren James app. You can spell Darren James. Just go in there, hit the little search bar, the magnifying glass, type in Darren James, and download the app. You want to search homes? You want to look for preferred vendors? You can do it at the Darren James app. You want great insight and info like the benefits and trade-offs of home ownership, information on the costs of home ownership, mortgages, agents, what do they cost, what are their roles? It's a font of information, and you can search every home in the market right there on the Darren James app. So go to your app store, do it right now, literally right now. Open up your app store, search Darren James, download the app. You need to buy or sell, you need the best. You need Darren James.
Think real estate, think Darren James.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Farming is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go do. John Deere equipment is what we as farmers strive to have. It's in your blood, it's in your veins. It's just a part of who you are. Green is what we want to be in. The other tractors were acquired to patch it up to get to where you want to be. Where we want to be is in John Deere. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Sabin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Sabin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood Subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our number one product is always customer satisfaction.
Hey baby, white folks, gangsters in the thug. Hey baby, stunting with a stack of them dubs. Hey baby, riding in the lack with a mug. Hey baby, I'm in the club, hollering, hey baby.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
All right, rolling along. Glad you're aboard with us here. It is the Riot Radio Hours. Been a hot minute. So what have you been doing? I mean, like, I was gone.
Yeah.
I know the last 2 Fridays I was out. The one before that, you were in Tampa with the Flying Squirrels winning the World Championship in soccer. What has been occupying your days?
So the Paris rebrand.
Yeah.
So that's one, but that's pretty much done. I mean, we're good there. We bought a new building.
Yeah.
Right there across from my favorite place on the planet, Blue Bayou.
Blue Bayou.
So we're right there on the interstate. So that's wrapping up. I'm hoping for the end.
When are we going to be in?
I'm hoping the end of the month.
End of July?
Yeah.
You think we're like 2 weeks out, 2-3 weeks out?
I do.
Really? Okay.
You know, we're like at the landscaping phase. Like, so we're out.
Last Friday, I met you over there with Drew. We were not at the landscaping phase.
No. We got some grinders over there. We're grinding.
In 1 week, we've gone from what I saw last week, which they've come a tremendous way. I mean, it's a total gut renovation of that building.
I expect flooring to be done probably Monday of Tuesday or Wednesday of next week.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So then the fun stuff happens.
Yeah, man.
So we've been doing that.
We're on Lavo Lane. So if you turn off, if you're not familiar with Baton Rouge, you turn off of Highland onto Highlandia, which is parallel to I-10. The first left is Lavo Lane. The building at the end of the road on the left is the new Parish building. And it literally, you're just staring across the interstate from Blue Bayou. I mean, we're just, Blue Bayou's on one side of the interstate, we're on the other side of and you will not be able to miss us either.
Oh, yeah. No, we got some really cool stuff planned for the signage out front.
So you should go to parishbuilt.com right now and fill out a web inquiry to let us come give you an inspection.
And a hat.
Maybe Papa Cricket will come do it.
You know what? I probably can. I'll come check it out here in the next week or two.
Good.
So that, we've been doing a lot of that stuff.
Good. Mm-hmm. I want to talk to you about Paul Skenes as well. Hey, should they have pulled him yesterday? 7 innings, 99 pitches, 11 strikeouts, no hits. He'd walked one guy. 99 pitches, he's 6 outs away from a no-hitter, and they yank him? What are we doing here?
You just need 6 outs. History. I don't know of any rookie I don't know how many rookies have thrown no-hitter. I don't know.
Hideo Nomo did in his rookie year, didn't he?
Yeah, but he wasn't a real rookie,
That's true.
though.
I said that as well.
35.
No, he was like 20. He was 26, but yes.
Same thing.
Let's see. Rookie no-hitters. Let's see. Tyler Gilbert, Clay Buchholz.
He was good.
No-hit debuts, wouldn't that be so? Only one pitcher in history has thrown a no-hitter in his MLB debut. It happened 130 years ago. In 1892, you're going to love this one. A 22-year-old Reds right-hander by the name of Bumpus Jones. He did it against the Pirates on the final day of the season.
Oh, Bumpus.
Oh, Bumpus Jones did it in 1892 in his first career start. How about Bumpus Jones?
Shout out. Oh, man.
That's so good.
Should they have pulled him? No.
I'm with you.
I mean, I don't know. Fortunately or unfortunately, I've got some communication with him, and according to Paul, I mean, yeah, he was tired and kind of there.
Oh, you text with him all the time?
You see
y'all are BFFs?
I mean, we're gonna get to see him in a couple weeks. We're gonna go watch him pitch.
We're gonna go to Houston and watch him.
Mm-hmm.
Do I get to go?
Yes.
Good.
You're invited.
Thank you.
But the manager goes and talks to the guy in between innings. If the manager doesn't get a good feel, then a guy like Skenes, he's the best pitcher on the planet. You want to be careful.
I mean, couldn't I honestly though, like really? I'm Paul Skenes. I'm crushing it. I'm 6 outs away from a no-hitter. Like, aren't you sucking it up and being like, Skip, I want the ball?
He could have been sucking it up since the 5th, though. You know what I mean? Yeah, the answer is yes, but
I'm not calling Paul Skenes weak or soft or any of that stuff. Please don't misunderstand me. I'm just asking questions to someone who played a decade of Major League Baseball to answer this question that I think a lot of people are asking right now.
I mean, when I saw him coming out of the game, or that they took him out of the game, I was pissed. My first thought was, you got to stay in the game. I mean, you have to. You need 6 outs. But,
you were in a perfect game, weren't you? Oh,
Yeah.
you came out of a perfect game.
I came out in like the 5th.
Whose was it?
Matt Cain.
With the Giants.
Mm-hmm. And then I was in a no-hitter with Zambrano.
Mm.
It was fun. Not really.
May 6, 1953. Bobo Holman.
Why were names so much better? Bumpus and Bobo. Why were
Bumpus and Bobo?
It sounds like somebody's dog. Like they're 2 dogs.
If you don't name your kid Bumpus and Bobo, you know what you can do? You can kick rocks.
It's time to Kick Rocks with Ryan Terrio. Presented by Ruckus. Kick Rocks with shoes from Ruckus. Jones Creek Road in Baton Rouge. Or go to ruckus103.com.
Tom Brady can kick rocks. That's a standing kick rocks, but this one's
perpetual kick rock.
Kick Rocks.
Did you prepare?
Yeah. Okay, you can kick rocks being a middle midget.
Kick rocks.
Cost your team 4 points.
They can kick a whole bag of rocks for that.
Get on down the road and kick
Hold
rocks.
on. The youngest pitchers ever to throw a no-hitter in the modern era. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. The 6th youngest pitcher. The 6th youngest pitcher to throw a no-hitter in the modern era. And I'm not making this up. Noodles Hahn. Look at it. It was 21 years, 73 days. Noodles Hahn with the Reds.
Well, let's just look at a few of these names.
July 12th of 1900.
You got Smokey Joe Woods over there in 1911.
Wood, just singular, just one wood.
Smokey Joe Wood. That's a good one. Noodles Hahn. I love it. And the Vida Blues, he's a guy, but his name's Vida.
Yeah, that's really great.
But his name's Vida.
Oh, man, that's so good.
Baseball names.
Wilson Alvarez was a rookie back in 91 when he threw a no-hitter. Interesting.
So, I hate the ESPYs, but I watched it because there was some LSU stuff going. Serena Williams' performance at the ESPYs can kick rocks.
Oh. Why? Nope, don't want that. That's not the thing we want at all. Nope, that's the wrong button.
Let's try this again. So, Serena Williams' performance at the ESPYs can kick rocks.
Do you not have the kick rocks drop?
I'm looking for it. Haven't done this one in a while.
Jacob Beck can kick rocks for not having the kick rocks drop. Kick rocks.
There you go.
There we go. I got you.
Serena is an amazing athlete. She seems to be a great person. I don't know her. But she's a terrible host for an awards show.
Why?
Because of that, you can kick rocks.
I didn't watch a minute of it, so I don't know.
The writer for Serena Williams at the ESPYs can kick rocks.
I got it. Kick rocks.
The jokes were brutal. Delivery was even worse. That whole skit was bad.
Get on down the road and kick rocks.
I'd like to give a few hugs
Okay.
Wanda Flage, you talked about it a little bit
Flage was
earlier.
awesome.
I thought she was amazing. I thought she handled a very, it's different. Every athlete wants to be a musician. Every musician wants to be an athlete. She's both. I think it's really cool. I think she commanded the stage. Her performance was great. Obviously, yeah, look, she looks
Crushed
awesome.
Crushed it.
She crushed it. I thought she did an amazing job, and the LSU shout-out was cool, so she can get a hug from me. And then I also want to give a hug, you touched on this earlier, to Nick Sabin. That was pretty awesome. Appreciate you helping out the LSU recruiting cause.
No doubt. Suck it, Bama nerds!
Kick rocks.
I found it.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Yeah, perfect timing.
Just in time for the segment to be over. Jacob Beck can kick rocks for not having the kick rock sounder.
Get on down the road and kick
There
rock.
we go. That's fantastic. All right, brought to you by Parish Restoration. Hey, so you can clarify this. So for years, talking about Mold Zero, Pure Restoration, and then you and Tilly merged with Jim Woodworth to create Parish Restoration. I'm not involved in the restoration side. This is them. So if you want, you talk about it. It's your business.
So the dry fogging piece, which you've talked about for a long time with Pure Restoration, the exact same technology. It is a true dry fog, and it is unbelievable product. Any mold underneath the sun is destroyed when this stuff hits it.
It's gone.
Totally gone. So very cool process. When you talk about restoration, it's not only the dry fogging, but it's everything that would come with that word or phrase, restoration, water mitigation, remediation. If it's drywall repair, painting, patching, all that stuff. So really excited about Parish Restoration and parishrestoration.com, and check them out.
Did you see the text that Jonna just sent you and me?
Mm-mm.
Or did she just send it to me? No, she sent it to both of us. Look at that text.
Okay, so this is the girls' soccer coach, Adrian.
Who said?
Shout out, Coach Adrian.
Shout out.
No joke. A guy offered me $20 for my parish hat at Rouse's. Ha ha.
Also, shout out to Rouse's.
I said, no, man, thanks. $100 he could have had it, though.
All right, it's after further review. We got a new Heisman front runner. I want to talk about this. It's AFR.
AFR.
Brought to you by Clegg's Nursery. 4 locations in the greater Baton Rouge area. Siega near Airline, LA 16 in Denham, Mid-City on Donmore, Garden Center on Greenwell Springs. Hey, every year around Mother's Day, I tell you, we always go to Clegg's and we buy a whole bunch of flowers because that's what Erica wants. And then I have to help her plant them. I can't complain. Well, when we were gone, apparently there was some bad weather that came through and we had some pots, flower pots, that wind came and blew them over.
Oh,
so we came in,
stinks.
the pots were shattered, the flowers were ruined, dead, all that sort of stuff. So we had to go back because you know what's coming up tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, tomorrow's a big day.
Big day tomorrow.
Big day.
Got Drew's birthday party. So we had to go to Clegg's, had to buy a bunch of new flowers, some new pots, got it taken care of. Outside looks great. 10 years old, going for the gold is the theme.
Mm-hmm.
So big old Olympic theme. You better believe the outside's going to be on and popping with a lot of help from Clegg's Nursery. 4 locations in the greater Baton Rouge area. You know where to find them for more than 60 years. Buy local, shop local. Tell them Matt sent you to Clegg's Nursery.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is taking $20,000 off new 23 Ram 1500 trucks. We're open for business in our beautiful new showroom and taking $20,000 off the powerful Ram truck. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
There's nothing chill about a hot, sweaty line. Unless you add Mountain Cold Refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
Farming is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go do. John Deere equipment is what we as farmers strive to have. So it's in your blood, it's in your veins. It's just a part of who you are. Green is what we want to be in. The other tractors were acquired to patch it up to get to where you want to be. Where we want to be is in John Deere. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our #1 product is always customer satisfaction. Visit us online at reliefwindows.com. Oh, by the way, we do shutters too.
Performing is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go do. John Deere equipment is what we as farmers strive to have. So it's in your blood, it's in your veins. It's just a part of who you are. Green is what we want to be in. The other tractors were acquired to patch it up to get to where you want to be. Where we want to be is in John Deere. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared towards seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
BRAC teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. BRAC, your #1 park system in the nation.
I'm body. If you body, we'll say you body. I represent with them kidneys, hey. Third wall, Kelly, your projects, we got our own thing. It's a small hood, but it's all good.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
So there's actually a new betting favorite for the Heisman Trophy. A lot of bets have come in on Oregon quarterback Dillon Gabriel.
Wait, has he always been there?
No. So this is kind of the point. So Dillon Gabriel was at UCF, Central Florida.
Okay.
Left and went to Oklahoma, where he was last year.
Yeah.
Had a good year. No, they won 10
okay.
games. They won 10 games. He was good. Threw for 3,600 yards, 30 touchdowns, 6 picks. He was good. The problem is Oklahoma has this 5-star quarterback named Jackson Arnold, and so they basically told Dillon Gabriel, get out of here. The kid's coming in. So now Gabriel's at Oregon, replacing Bo Nix, and now he's the Heisman favorite. Quinn Ewers and Carson Beck had been the previous betting favorites, but now it's Dillon Gabriel.
So he wasn't good enough to play above the 18-year-old kid that was coming in.
Right.
But he's going to go and win the Heisman better than, by the way, Carson Beck's good.
I think so.
He can spin it.
He can spin it. He can definitely spin it.
Yeah. Oh, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Do you think the stupid thing is
that he's the favorite? That's so stupid. Like somebody, it's a scam is what this is. There's somebody's figured out a way to make some money on this. You know, I like conspiracy theories. That's what's going on right here. This is stupid. Dillon Gabriel stinks, bro. You said he was good. He wasn't that good.
I think Dillon Gabriel's been pretty good. He's also played in a bajillion games. And so he's a really experienced player. The point, I think certainly Oregon's going to win a lot of games, and they're going to have a really good offense. He's going to put up good numbers. He's a veteran player. I look at this and I go,
he's Spencer Rattler. He's a poor man's version of Spencer Rattler. That's what he is.
I don't know that I would go that far.
That's what he is.
Spencer Rattler's biggest issues at times were poor decision-making and turnovers and things like that. And Dillon Gabriel has actually shown he can protect the football.
At UCF.
And Oklahoma last year, where they won 10 games. I'm not telling you I think he's great or going to be a first-round draft pick or anything like that. But the point that I think is most interesting here is I think Oklahoma, the point isn't about Dillon Gabriel being the Heisman favorite. It's more about Oklahoma essentially telling Dillon Gabriel, kick rocks, get on down the road. We're turning the reins over to the young guy who we think has a higher ceiling. And I can't help but think of it because look at the last two LSU quarterbacks that won the Heisman. Look at the circumstance they had.
Oh, no.
Where you had guys, where you had
You're not saying that he's Joe Burrow.
I'm not.
Or
No.
Jaden Daniels.
No. What I'm saying is, when you have a veteran quarterback, like both years, there were people before last season. There were LSU fans. They won't admit it now, but there were LSU fans prior to 2023 that wanted Jaden Daniels to go to the NFL so that Nussmeier could start or Walker Howard would stay.
If Nussmeier doesn't get drafted this year, that same thing's going to happen next year.
I completely agree, because you got Bryce Underwood coming in. That was the parallel I was getting to. But yes, that's a carbon copy. Jackson Arnold was a 5-star. He goes to Oklahoma. He sits a year, and then it's his turn. So they told Dylan Gabriel, great, respect on the 10 wins, the 3,600 yards, the 30 touchdowns, but you got to go somewhere else because we got the kid. That's where LSU is going to be if Nussmeier comes back, and there's going to be fans that say, we want the kid, because it's always the thing you don't know. But look at what Burrow did in his second year as a starter. Daniels did in his second year as a starter. They went on and won the Heisman Trophy. Like, give me the fifth-year guy, and I'm going to tell you, like, I think this backfires on Oklahoma, because I think Dylan Gabriel has a great season at Oregon. And Jackson Arnold is a first-time starter at Oklahoma in the SEC against the schedule they have, where their projected win total is 7.5. I think Dylan Gabriel goes and has a really good year at at Oregon, and I think Oklahoma is a 7-5, 8-4 team this year.
And then what that does to that kid's psyche, who's never had failure in his life, probably, and he's going to go get his bell rung. Dylan Gabriel stinks, though.
Dylan Gabriel doesn't stink.
You just said he was Joe Burrow and Jaden Daniels.
No, I did not say he's Joe Burrow and Jaden Daniels. That is not the thing I said. In no point.
Kind of.
In no part of that say. No, what I said was it was an ode to quarterbacks that stay in their second year as a starter, as a fifth-year player, continue an ascension. And I think Dylan Gabriel would have continued to ascend at Oklahoma, building on a 3,600-yard, 30-touchdown, 10-win season. He comes back for another year, he would have done even better. I think you regress this year with the young quarterback starting for the first time. That's not controversial. That's not a controversial take.
No, I mean, I don't think it's controversial. I just think Dylan Gabriel stinks.
You didn't even know where Dylan Gabriel played.
I do now, and I remember him. I remember him vividly.
Who do you think wins the Heisman?
I've said this 100 times on this show.
Dumpster fire for Nussmeier.
Exactly right.
You've been saying that for 4 years. Since we were doing the Riot podcast, before you just stopped showing up for the Riot podcast, do you realize that's where dumpster fire for Nussmeier started?
I didn't know that.
Was on the Riot podcast. Award-winning the Riot podcast, which twice was named by the Louisiana Association of Broadcasters the best podcast, and we won best podcast from the Louisiana Sports Writers Association in the broadcast category. Like, that was an award-winning podcast, and you just stopped showing up.
Got busy, man. People needed their roofs fixed, I mean, that's just the deal. Got to do what the people. I got to give the people what they need.
I got to get some Evermore. Oh, I'm almost out. Got to go up to my office, get another bottle. You been drinking your Evermore?
I have. I love Evermore. It tastes different. It tastes good. And one thing that I figured out too, the big opening too.
Oh, the wide mouth.
Because I could take that thing down right there, no problem. Not even going to struggle with it.
You want to do it? Can you chug the whole thing? Like the whole thing? That's a 32-ouncer. That's a 32-ouncer.
I mean, probably.
Do you think you can do the whole? All right, let's see. You can go to him. Let's see. 32-ouncer. Here we go.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Ready? Go. 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 Oh, he's got this. All right, we're about. Oh, you need a breath. Oh, it's coming out the side of your mouth. He's about halfway there. Oh, man. I think he's got it. No? You're not going to get it? Oh, he stopped! What did you do?
I was about to throw up.
That's a terrible effort.
I was about to throw up.
Well, no, it wasn't a terrible effort. It was a good effort. I'm disappointed you didn't finish it off.
I'm about to.
You're going to throw up?
It was coming back.
Did you eat recently?
No, but I was swallowing too fast, I think.
And it's not like cold water sometimes you have that problem, but that's room temp. That's the prop that sits here every day. All right. I'll tell you what, you just got some good hydration there. 32 ounces of a rare alkaline source.
Oh, that was good.
Healthier option. Well, I need to put the bottle's empty now, but I got to put it back over here because that is the prop that we have on the set. But it was actually Evermore water that you just cracked open. And when you just open that bottle, it's the first time it touched air.
It's pH 8.8 right there.
How about that?
To 9.1.
It's Evamore. Evamore.com. EVAMOR. Evamore.com to order or available at great local retailers. Evamore.com. All right, it's After Further Review. Terrio's here. Friday show is brought to you by Don Juan Cigar Bar. I sat on my patio last night, had a cigar from Don Juan.
Nice.
Had a work call last night. Just sat on the patio, had a glass of wine, smoked a cigar. Go stock your stash over at Don Juan Cigar Bar in Town Center. Okay, so it is the Riot Radio Hours, which means we wrap up with Ask Ryan. So get your questions in for Terrio. You want to ask Terrio anything about anything, here's your shot. Email us, tweet us, text the show in the 225-396-4400, 396-4400, 396-4400. Ask Ryan next.
AFR.
Get Gordon and get it done. Gordon McKernan, Injury Attorneys. If you've been injured in an accident, it's not your fault. You need representation. Do what injured people in our state have done for more than 30 years. Go to getgordon.com, getgordon.com. Or you can call 888-8888. It's that easy. If you want to talk to a person, you can do it right there by calling 888-8888. They'll get you started. Gordon and his team of attorneys all over the state of Louisiana have helped more than 10,000 Louisiana residents in the 30 years since they've been opened, and they've recovered more than $2 billion in damages. One of the really cool things to do if you go to the website at getgordon.com, that's getgordon.com, when you scroll down to the bottom, you'll see a lot of their testimonials, like real client results. And so you can read testimonials and even watch some video testimonials as well right there on the website at getgordon.com. That's getgordon.com. If you've been injured in an accident, you need representation, you know what to do. Go to getgordon.com. Get Gordon and get it done.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Bayou Ford has $10,000 off F-150. $10,000 off the new 2024 Ford F-150. And all new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
after further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
Coming up, hour number 2. We'll get to Ask Ryan here in just a smidge. Riot Radio Hour, brought to you by Alpha Customs. What's going on over at Alpha Customs? Good stuff?
The same old good stuff that always happens at Alpha Customs.
Oh, I got to tell you a story.
Okay.
You can play the Ask Ryan music if you got it ready. Yeah. Hey, there it is. Came right and just smacked you in the face.
He played it.
I did my show Wednesday in Lafayette. And as I was leaving Lafayette, coming home, stopped in to use the restroom and get something to eat for the drive over the basin. And I walked in, and there was a guy with an Alpha Customs hat on. Honest to goodness. And I won't say their names. I don't know if you'd want me to. But he and his wife also coach softball.
Okay.
And so they were driving to...
Broussard.
No.
Youngsville.
Dallas.
Or Dallas. It's not all the same. Broussard,
I can't remember
Youngsville, Dallas.
It was Dallas or Austin. I can't remember. They told me. I can't remember if it was Dallas or Austin. But they were going for a softball tournament. Anyway, he was wearing an Alpha. And he came and talked to me. He recognized me. He's like, Matt. Anyway.
Yeah.
But I was like, I saw your Alpha Customs hat.
Yeah,
Anyway,
the Alpha.
That's all. Sorry.
Yeah. Lifts, wheels, tires, all the
that.
cool stuff.
All that
Yeah,
stuff.
bed liners, you name it.
Yeah. Beck, can you turn that up just a smidge more? Yeah. Yeah, there you go. I think people driving around their big trucks like Terrio, the engine rare.
Yep.
I don't think they can hear that when it's low.
I don't have a big truck anymore.
What?
Nope. I mean, I've got a Suburban. I don't have a big truck, though.
Same thing. Isn't that a truck chassis?
It's a truck.
Yeah, it's a truck.
No, I mean, it's not big like other truck I had before that.
Yeah, the thing you had before that was kind of, I don't know.
Obnoxious.
Yeah.
Yes. Right.
This is good. And Patrick Cason. This guy says, we aren't paying enough attention to what Josh Smith is doing with the Rangers this
It's a good
season.
point.
Quote, this guy has been their best offensive player, arguably. Patrick Cason. Ask Ryan why. Why
Yeah.
aren't we paying enough attention? He's hitting .395, 28 extra base hits, scored 42 runs, and OPS of .845.
Yeah. I mean, the numbers are ridiculous. Shout out to Josh Smith. I made a decent little push for his All-Star appearance.
You surprised he didn't get an All-Star nod?
I'm not.
Okay, why?
Because the guys that he had to beat out for it, when I was watching the selection show on Sunday, hoping he would get awarded, and it made a little sense. And it sucks because I've been in Josh Smith's shoes before, leading the National League in hits, and very similar to that, and didn't make the All-Star team. And it's like you almost have to do it 2 years in a row. If Josh has, let's say he's hitting .320 next year, not .390, he's a shoo-in.
He was .295, by the way.
Or $295?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you said $390.
$290.
Well, I mean, he's playing great. Shout out to Josh Smith.
Matty Ice said Ryan is just describing cloudy with a chance of meatballs. That was earlier during your letter whenever you were you were describing steaks just dangling all over my face.
Yeah.
Kyle Milliken said, how about a new Terrio segment? Conspiracy theories with Terrio.
I could do that one. It's not a bad idea, actually. And then you could just poo-poo them, just shoot them down, and say why they don't work.
Well, Corey Messina said, LOL at Terrio, derailing your whole point about Dylan Gabriel. Austin M. asked Ryan, how good is William Schmidt? Is he making it to campus?
According to the mock drafts, he's not making it to campus. I mean, if they're going to give you a 3.8 or whatever it is, I think he's slotted at.
You got to go.
You got to go.
Scott Greenbaum asked Ryan, English or Spanish?
¿Cómo? Okay.
Rooney email, what up? Ask Matt, will the AFR custom shoes make it to media days? Rooney. You grab those, man. Yeah, I don't think I want those. Things sometimes may have a chance of just popping up and walking away, and I don't want to risk them getting damaged or stolen or something. Travel, all that. You know what I mean? What do you think?
No chance. No chance I would.
Yeah.
Those are staying right there, buddy.
Craig Alima asked Ryan, I want to schedule time off to see Paul Skenes pitch in Houston.
Yeah.
According to the rotation, what game do you think he pitches? The 29th, 30th, or 31st?
Yeah, I don't know. I tried to figure that out. I think there's an off day or two in between then for those guys, so I don't know. He probably won't know. He doesn't know, I know that. But I would say 10 days out, he'll probably know.
Okay.
You know?
Grayson Lovick, Ryan, do you think you could have gone yard on Paul Skenes?
I mean, if I know what pitch he's throwing, maybe.
Yeah.
If I don't know what pitch he's throwing, it's a very low possibility. Now, I didn't go yard off anybody, really.
Brought to you by Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry, LMFJ.com. We'll get to a few more questions here. LMFJ.com. No, keep it going, please. LMFJ.com for Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. Thinking of popping the question? Or were they the best? By the way, you've been married for a long time.
Yeah, I've been married for a
like
while.
I have.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when you get married, maybe you don't have the most money. So you do the best you can. Well, then, you get on in your career a little bit. Maybe you have a little more money. You can trade in that old ring and trade up. A little upgrade. Like Beyonce said, let me upgrade you.
Yeah.
Lee Michaels can do that for you. LMFJ.com. LMFJ.com for Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. Damon Hinderberger asked Ryan and Matt, are you planning a hat party for August the 16th and 17th? I'll be in town moving my daughter to LSU.
What's August the 16th and 17th?
When he's moving his daughter to Baton Rouge.
I mean, that might not be a bad idea to plan a hat party around the students moving in.
Ask Ryan. Ryan. Oh, God. He put your face on Baby Shark. Hour 3 next.
AFR.
So I'm flying on Sunday. Going to Dallas for SEC Media Days.
Love Dallas.
And so my birthday was Monday, and unfortunately, my driver's license expired.
That happens on birthday.
But it's finally the time where I can no longer renew online. Like I had to go in and get a physically new ID. And obviously I had to do that today because we're flying on Sunday, and I didn't want to be turned away at the gate because by TSA because I don't have an up-to-date ID. All that to say, got my ID today, but when you do that, you have to read the line, the eye chart.
You killed it.
Crushed it. Williamson Eye Center. I told the lady, she's like, can you read this? I was like, of course I can.
What?
I had LASIK. She said, oh, my husband and my daughter had LASIK. Husband had LASIK 20 years ago. Still sees great. I'm like, yep. I bet he had over there at the Williamson Eye Center. You should too. 924-2020 or WilliamsonEye.com.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is taking $20,000 off new 23 Ram 1500 trucks. We're open for business in our beautiful new showroom and taking $20,000 off the powerful Ram truck. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Sabin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Sabin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Doug Brown with breaking news. ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski reports the Knicks will sign Jalen Brunson to a 4-year, $156.5 million contract extension. Brunson agrees to take less money now to give the team more salary cap flexibility. The baseball trade deadline is just over 2 weeks away. ESPN's Buster Olney says the Yankees are desperately in need at multiple positions, including the bullpen and the infield.
They've been waiting and waiting and waiting for Gleyber Torres to hit. It just hasn't happened. They have to get more offense out of third base. They could use another outfielder perhaps. Brian Cashman is going to be under the gun to make big deals, because this might be the only year they have Juan Soto batting back-to-back with Aaron Judge, and they got to upgrade the team.
Buster Olney on Get Up. At Wimbledon today, Novak Djokovic and Carlos Alcaraz advanced to Sunday's men's final. Djokovic a straight-set win over Lorenzo Musetti. Alcaraz a 4-set win over Daniil Medvedev.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Commercial Insurance. It flexes to fit your business's needs. From quick repairs to adjustable coverages and even payment options, Progressive Commercial makes it easy to get what you need. Quote today in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios.
Let's ride. You can't handle the
Riot Radio Hour.
Let's do that again. Guess who's back? Back again.
Lisa, I want some more.
The Riot Radio Hour.
Well, let's start the insanity. Giddy up.
Hour 3 off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. I'm Matt. I'm Matt.
This is Shaq O'Neal, and I hate
Cassie Spazzali.
I'm walking here. I'm walking here.
Back. Check it back. Glad you are as well. 5 o'clock quitting time. Glad you're driving home with us, yeah, Britt.
Hey, bro.
Hey, by the way, Bronny's up there on TV. I'm surprised you didn't have a take on Bronny getting drafted. No take on Bronny getting drafted?
No, I mean, it's yeah, I've got a take, I guess.
Let me hear it.
I think...
Bring that hot take. Want to cannonball into the deep end on that hot take.
I feel bad for Bronny. I do.
Yeah.
I don't think he...
Such a tough existence.
He didn't ask for any of this. I think he's a good player.
Really bad
you know, now, was there somebody more deserving? I don't know. I don't know that. I think the NBA is a business, though. I don't think these guys are just going to take some slouch. You know, he could be good. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. But I don't like LeBron. I like Bron.
Why not?
I don't know. I like Jordan. I mean, you can't like them both.
Why not?
Because he says he's the best ever. And I don't know. Jordan always deflected. In LeBron.
If you're the best ever, you don't have to tell people you're the best ever. They just know.
Yeah. No, LeBron is really fun to watch. And
He's great.
Yeah, he's had the best
He's
career. Great career.
Great career. Yeah.
But I kind of feel bad for Bronny. I do feel bad for him. He seems like a good kid.
Oh, look at this. Trey Morgan's agent just tweeted this about 27 minutes ago. Trey Morgan has arrived at the All-Star game. He's in the Futures game. Look at that. Still got his the blonde hair in there as well.
He's still got it.
Still rocking it.
So that's a big deal, by the way. Futures game's a big deal, man. Most of those guys, all those guys play in the big leagues.
So Dylan Cruz and Trey Morgan both in the Futures games. Yeah. I think I did see this. I don't know necessarily what this means, but I did see that Trey Morgan was on the inactive list. Now, he's still playing, so I don't know. Can they activate him? Can he? Like, I don't know.
I doubt they'll activate him for that.
Why?
Because it's an All-Star game. Like, it's not even a real game. I doubt they'll activate him for that, but they may. They may.
Well, Trey Morgan, of course, is off to pro ball and is crushing it, which is great to see. Same for Dylan Cruz as well, and obviously Paul Skenes. One big question a lot of people have is sort of the next wave of LSU talent. And the draft starts on Sunday. So they've made it now a 3-day event. Sunday is just the first round. This Sunday is round 1. Okay. Monday will be rounds 2 through 10. And then the remainder of the draft will be on Tuesday. And by the time you get into those later rounds, it's kind of rapid fire. I think it's maybe like just 3 minutes between picks, if that. So the draft is gonna get cranking a little bit here, and we'll see. We'll see how it all shapes out for LSU. But one thing I wanted to do was run through all of the LSU prospects.
Okay, let's do it.
And what we think their probabilities are here, as far as who's showing up on campus, who's definitely signing, all that sort of stuff.
Okay.
All right. So, and if you have anything to add, throw it in there. I've got my notes on here as well, and you tell me what you know. So we'll start at the top, which is obvious. Connor Griffin out of Mississippi, he's gone.
Yeah, I think he's going to be a top 10 pick. Maybe a top 5. I think he'll be a top 10, though. Probably the second high school kid off the board, but might be the first high school kid off the board.
Cam Caminiti, the lefty, he's also gone. Those two guys are both top 15 players. They're gone.
Yeah, Caminiti's gone.
William Schmidt, he is having a draft party, William Schmidt is, which would kind of tell you that he's expecting he's going to have his name called there in the first round, and if his name is called in the first round, he's signing.
Or it tells you that they've already reached an agreement, and they probably already know the number.
So
he's probably, I would give him a 25%, 15% chance of seeing camp.
Okay. For what it's worth, I saw a mock draft today that had William Schmidt. No, I'm sorry. It's not a mock draft. Forgive me. I wrote this down. So FanDuel has his odds over under at 23.5.
Yeah.
So like if you look, the 23rd pick is the Dodgers and their slot value is $3.67 million. If the betting odds are there,
no, he fits the Dodgers too. I mean, young, high school power arm, like that's what they like.
Derek Curiel has already said he's coming to LSU. Cade Arambidi, there's I'm told about an 80% chance. Is the catcher out of the Houston area, was a first round pick going into his senior year, struggled with the bat a little his senior year. He's now dipped into like that third, fourth round range, and that being the case, the thinking is he is going to end up on campus.
Okay.
Boston Bateman, the projection there is a late second round pick, 90% chance he signs, that he doesn't show up. That would be disappointing because there was some thought.
What position?
He's a left-handed pitcher. And there was some thought that maybe Boston Bateman might end up on campus, but as a late second round pick, he's likely to sign. Cale Fountain, a third baseman, about 80% chance he shows up at LSU.
Okay.
Kason Evans, a shortstop, he'll be on campus. David Hogg is another shortstop that I was told today the projection there is around 3 to 4, but they're expecting but maybe like a 50-60% chance he ends up at LSU, but we'll see what the number is there as he's a projected around 3 to 4 guy. Ryan Costello is a first baseman who they're expecting will show up at LSU, probably a guy that DH or that redshirts this year, just given all the numbers there, especially if Bear Jones comes back. You can talk about this one. Michael Ryan out of Rummel, who I know you know really well. The consensus thought seems to be 80% chance he shows up on campus. What do you know? What do you think?
Well, you just mentioned 2 or 3 shortstops in front of him, or with him.
Right.
Let's just say.
There's a lot of numbers in this class, but how many of them show up on campus?
Right. I mean, you would think he would show up, being the only one of those guys from Louisiana. Is that correct?
Yeah.
The shortstops? Yeah, so you would think he would show up. I hope he shows up. I know they have thrown some pretty healthy numbers at him, and he's having a hell of a summer right now. That one could go either way. I'm going to say 50-50 on Ryan because he plays all 3 infield positions, and he's still growing. I mean, the kid's getting better.
Is he a guy that could start as a freshman if you need someone on the infield?
100%.
Yeah.
And he plays all 3. Like, that's the – although I think Milam could play shortstop too, by the way. Let me just say that.
They put him over there this past year.
Yeah, and he can
when
play
Braswell struggled, they did kick Milam over to short.
Yeah. Could you kick Braswell to third? Does Ryan slide in, or one of these guys to short? Milam stays at second. Milam slides over to short. One of these guys goes to second.
Does Braswell come back?
Yeah, I think Braswell comes back.
I mean, we got to wait and see what happens with this draft.
I think Braswell comes back.
Okay.
I do.
Look, if you return Milam and Braswell, return your middle infield. You got Tanner Reeves coming in from JUCO. You've got
the kid, Utah State kid.
Yeah. We're and then the sorry, I lost my train of thought. The freshman, Daniel Dickinson, who you're talking about from Utah Valley, who could play any of those spots. He could play any of the 3 as well. And then the freshman, you've got options on your middle, good options on your infield. Maverick Rizzi is a late add. He's a right-handed pitcher. He's expected to show up to campus. John Pearson, Josh Pearson's brother, is expected to show up, as is Austin McCormick, a lefty.
Okay.
So you need another left-handed pitcher out of this transfer portal, but we'll see. The JUCO guys, Trevor Schmidt, his uncle is the GM of the Colorado Rockies, and there's some thought that they may make sort of a crazy offer. But Trevor Schmidt is a guy who signed with Jay Johnson at Arizona, never played for Jay, though. He signed with Jay, then Jay left. So he played 1 year at Arizona. He spent the last 2 years at Fullerton Community College, not Cal State Fullerton, at Fullerton College,
Okay.
different. Connor Ware is a lefty from Pearl River, but for injuries, they thought he would be probably a second-round pick. Injuries have bumped him down a little bit this year, but Connor Ware is expected to be on campus. And then Blaze Priester, the catcher, I'm told, is 70%. It's 70-30 LSU. The Rangers are pushing hard for him. But Priester right now is in Holland playing for Team USA, the JUCO collegiate team. So, and he's batting cleanup today, by the way.
Big power.
Yeah.
Big power and an absolute cannon.
If Blaze Priester signs, you're in trouble behind the plate.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have a catcher.
Yeah.
Cade Arambidi is a very talented guy. You hope shows up here, but he could also sign. There's a world where Priester and Arambidi both get drafted and signed, and you don't have a catcher. You're really in a world of hurt. So the best case is Priester and Arambidi show up, and now you're just looking for a third depth piece. And then everybody knows White, Holman, Jump, Hurd, all those guys are gonna get drafted and signed. Uyoa, Lore, all those guys are gonna go. Everybody's watching Herring and Bear Jones. Was told today Herring likely a 4th rounder, signs, and Bear Jones somewhere around 4 or 5, and but they think he comes back.
Herring signs in the 4th round.
Mm-hmm. So Herring's up in the Cape this summer, and he's been starting and he's been throwing his changeup, and so the being able to show the fastball, slider, changeup, enough scouts have seen it in the Cape this summer to where the thought is he probably gets taken, offered, $600K, and probably signs.
I'd love to get,
especially with all the arms LSU's brought in this portal class.
Yeah. I'd love to see what his draft stock would look like given a full season in the SEC, starting, putting up good numbers.
I would love to see that too.
I mean, he's got electric stuff.
But what if he comes back and then isn't one of your weekend guys?
Yeah.
I mean, you've got Chase Shores. You've got.
See the video of him the other day?
Yes, you've got Cade Anderson, another talented lefty. Yeah. I mean, just when you look at the guys you brought in this portal class, Zach Cohen's been a starter. Anthony Ianson, who you just signed, is at 92, 95 from the right side, 3-pitch mix, Team USA guy. I mean, you have dudes, in this portal class. I mean, you've got 7 guys in this portal class that have all been starters.
Mm-hmm.
Friday, Saturday guys at their place, and then you're adding Shores and Cade Anderson. I mean, Herring could come back and be the best, but it's a risk. You see what I'm saying? Like, he could be the left-handed arm out of the bullpen. It's a risk if he comes back.
Yeah.
So do you take your payday and go? And I think there's a strong feeling. The more people I talk to, like, they think Griffin Herring probably is going to sign. So
I hate that. I liked him a lot.
I still do. And if he signs, I'll still like him.
Not if he signs, I'm off him. If he signs, I'm off him.
Do you? How do you think that this roster portal cycle, everything has gone for LSU for next year?
Man, I was a little concerned. About 2 weeks ago, it was not looking great. It seemed like that roster was dwindling and dwindling and dwindling, and then out of nowhere, you get some really exciting names in the portal and some guys that are going to be big time contributors.
Oh, you mean Jay Johnson's a good recruiter?
Jay disappeared and was on planes, and
he was crisscrossing the country.
He was, and pretty quick, man. What you just said is true. You start to look at this roster and go, man, if this happens, this happens, this happens, and this happens, this is a strong team. I still think there's some questions in the starting pitching. We haven't seen Shores a full season. He's coming off an injury, but he's got dominant stuff. You know what you're getting with Cade Anderson, but I wouldn't say he's a Friday night top-end guy yet. He may be at some point, not today. The Ianson kid, okay, but now this is the SEC. I know he's been pitching well this summer and all that too. So
Devin Sheeran throws 100 from the right side, the Mount St. Mary's kid.
Yeah.
They got options.
That's not bad.
Jacob Myers from Nichols. They've got if he can stop walking people.
Yeah.
And Wild Thing Vaughn over there will strike out 1 million, but a walk, So, but the point is, like, you've got tons of arm talent and guys who have been starters in weekend rotations. You got options, man. And I think in the field, we just talked about the infield, and then the outfield, you're bringing in Derek Curiel. You got Chris Stanfield from Auburn in the portal to add to Brown, Larson, Pearson. Yeah.
Pearson's back.
Pearson's back for a senior year. I don't think Pearson, from best I understand, I don't think Pearson's is really a draftable prospect. He's draft eligible. I just don't think he's going to get picked this year. Looking good. And if Bear Jones comes back and you drop 28 bombs in the middle of that lineup again, you got action, boss.
Baseball.
All right, let's knock out a quick break. Catch up. It's AFR.
AFR.
AFR is brought to you by River City's 1 Hour Air, where they're always on time or you don't pay a dime. 752-0001, 752-0001, or 1hourbr.com. You know what tomorrow is, what day of the week it is?
Tomorrow's Saturday.
Yeah, that's a weekend, right? A lot of people don't like to work on weekends. You know who works on weekends? River City's 1 Hour Air. So if your AC goes out tomorrow when it's 100 bajillion degrees and you go, who is going to come fix my AC on this weekend when it's 100 bajillion degrees? Call the big yellow vans and trucks with the giant clock on the side. That's River City's 1 Hour Air. Tony LeBlanc said this 5-star review. Leo was very professional, thoroughly checked both inside and outside units, including a foam wash of the condenser coils, reviewed all the work performed with me after he was done. The 1 Hour folks are always top-notch. Another 5-star review for River City's 1 Hour Air. 752-0001, 752-0001 for River City's 1 Hour Air, where they're always on time or you don't pay a dime.
Bayou Ford has $10,000 off F-150. $10,000 off the new 2024 Ford F-150. And all new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
BRAC teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. BRAC, your #1 park system in the nation.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial properties. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
The best kept secret.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
All right, glad you're rolling along with us here on this Friday edition of AFR, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. We're glad to have you aboard. Busy weekend ahead for all of us. We'll talk about that coming up in a smidge. We will get to Ask Ryan to wrap up the show, so you can line up your questions. You can email us, you can tweet us, you can text us in the 225-396-4400, 396-4400. Lots of ways you can get involved in the show. I am fired up about this. I was hoping this would work out. So you might remember several weeks back, about a month ago, we had the Battle of the Bands, Eagle 98.1 Battle of the Bands, out at the Texas Club. And the winner of the Battle of the Bands is going to open for Kenny Wayne Shepherd. Well, the Kenny Wayne Shepherd show is tomorrow at the River Center. And the winner was the Leif Mesh Band. And they were freaking phenomenal. And Leif is good enough to join us. I didn't know if we were going to be able to coordinate to make this work, but Leif's good enough to join us for a couple of minutes here. Leif, how are you, man?
Doing good, man. Look, I got my drummer, Blake Mesh, with me as well.
Heck yeah, man. That's awesome, dude. Hey,
I'm a big LSU fan. I wasn't missing out on this either.
I love that so much, man. Hey, so Blake, do you listen on our Lafayette affiliate?
I do, as much as I can. I do.
I love it, man. And by the way, I met Blake after the show. Blake is jacked, by the way. I mean, he's probably about 2% body fat. I think his arms are as big as my thighs. Ryan Terrio's here with us in studio as well. Hey, what is can you put into words like what this opportunity has meant for you guys?
Yeah. So this is Blake, by the way, if you can't tell the difference. But either way, man, it's a huge opportunity. It's a huge opportunity, and it's something that was just definitely out of the realm of things for us. We went in there not expecting to really win, honestly. We just said we'll go in there. We were just really pumped to play at the Texas Club. We've never been there. We knew all the bands that have been, playing on that stage before at the Texas Club. So once we realized we won after that, we were pretty much in shock. And then after that, we realized as the weeks have been going by, the opportunities that have been hitting us left and right, the free media exposure that, would cost anybody an arm and a leg has been super, super awesome and amazing. The articles we've been getting written on us have been nothing but great. Everybody's been super, super welcoming and warming. All the way from Baton Rouge to Lafayette, everybody's just been kind of coinciding together and sticking behind us. And they're like, hell yeah, man, this is awesome. Y'all go do y'all's thing,
Hey, Leif, let me ask you, did you? So Blake said you didn't think you would win. What was it like when we were at the Texas Club and Michelle Southern was on stage and announced that you all had won? What kind of went through your mind?
So I was standing at the bar area.
I remember.
I was telling a few people that came to see us, because we had the smallest crowd there. I was personally thanking each and every one of those people, and just having conversations about it. And whenever she went to announce the names, I didn't really expect to hear my name, because I think partly because we didn't have a crowd with us. So whenever she did say my name, it was just a shock. I had friends that were more excited than me, because I guess it didn't register, for probably 2 hours. I guess it didn't hit me that we actually won. So I don't know, man. We just we're thankful for the opportunity. We're excited, and we're ready to go.
For tomorrow? You're going to open for Kenny Wayne Shepherd. What's the set like? Like, how long is the set? How much is going to be originals? How much is going to be covers? Like, how's that going to work for you?
So we're going to do, I believe it's a 30-minute set, and we're going to do mostly originals. We're going to do probably 70% original songs.
Beck, pull up the thing the file that I sent you, please, and let me know when you have it, because I want to play a snippet of this, because our friend Michelle Southern sent me this. I actually went and bought it on iTunes as well, so supporting. But it's a song, Leif. I think that maybe you can you play a little bit of it, Beck? It's called "The Cowboy and the Lady," and you get a little sense for. And this is just an acoustic song. It's just Leif. A little. Turn it up, Beck.
Where did you go? Must have been lonely going down that road. Dear mama didn't say goodbye. Guess I'll blame it on the money being low and you being high.
So it's the Cowboy and the Lady. Would highly recommend. Like, go download the song on iTunes. Leif, tell me about recording this.
It's not that interesting of a story, but I'm going to tell you what happened. I have a small homemade studio in the shop at my residence. And one night after work, I don't have much free time to myself, usually in a work week. But this one particular day, I had a little bit of time. So whatever date that song was released, that's the day it was written. So I went into my studio. I started playing my guitar alone, and I started writing the lyrics, but I never wrote them down on pad. I just started singing them. And so basically I hit record, so I didn't forget the lyrics. And then I showed it to Blake the next day, and he was like, just put it on Spotify. So that's what happened.
Are y'all? I mean, it's Leif. I listened to that 15 times last night. It's incredible. And so I mean, you just the same day you wrote the song, you recorded it and put it on Spotify, which is incredible. And I think speaks to the talent that you and the whole band has. Is there going to be? I'm assuming you'll play tomorrow. Is there a musical accompaniment now, or are you going to play it acoustic?
We haven't really figured out how to play that song with the whole band. I think it was meant to be acoustic.
Yeah, I agree.
But I'm not scared. If enough people tell me to say it, I'm gonna sing it.
Man, I was listening to it last night. I was like, I don't even want musical accompaniment. I think it's perfect, like just the way it is. Anyway, it's I'm excited for y'all, man. Like, what are you expecting tomorrow? Like, have you gotten to meet Kenny Wayne Shepherd yet? Or are you gonna meet him tomorrow? Like, what are y'all expecting tomorrow?
I guess we're gonna meet him.
I think you're gonna meet him, brother. I think that's gonna happen.
I'm hoping to meet him. Like, I'm bringing so I used to work overseas, and I bought myself an old cheap acoustic guitar that I don't really play. It just sits inside of a case. So I'm going to bring it, and I'm going to see if I can get him to autograph it for me, maybe him and his entire band.
Leif, I think he's going to be able to oblige and autograph it for you. Hey,
You never know with rock stars, man. Sometimes they just don't want to meet people. So we're just
Nah,
hoping, you know?
I don't know, man. I think this whole thing speaks volumes about Kenny Wayne Shepherd, the fact that he was willing to do this and open up this competition and give a great band an opportunity. Hey, guys, by the way, real quick, tell our audience, if you would, if you're just joining us, this is Leif Mesh, his cousin Blake. They're part of the three-man. By the way, who's the third member of the band?
His name's Jordan Beerb.
So Jordan and Jordan lives in Baton Rouge, right?
Yes, sir.
And both of you are in Acadiana.
Yes, sir.
Correct.
So, and by the way, if you're watching, there's the picture. That's Blake over there, who's jacked. That's the drummer. He's the jacked drum. Those jacked.
Oh, it
drum.
should have been like he's the guy with all the tattoos or something. Come on, man.
No, believe me, you'd rather be known as the jacked drummer than the guy with the tattoos. Like, lots of people have tattoos. Not everybody is jacked like that guy. Anyway.
I look like a gorilla behind Showbiz or whatever it was back in the day. Animal
Showbiz Pizza, yeah, man. We're coming to America. Remember that? No, wait, so real quick, because music isn't your full-time thing. I think y'all would love for it to be, but tell everybody, like, what is your 9 to 5? What do y'all, Leif, tell me first, what do you all do 9 to 5?
So Jordan, he's over there in Baton Rouge. He is an engineer for AT&T. He works with fiber. Me and Blake work here in Lafayette. We work for Sterling Automotive Group. We sell Hyundai and Genesis. That's what we do for a living.
That's awesome, man. Well, hopefully that changes after this weekend, man. Hopefully,
that's right.
Hopefully, what y'all are doing after this weekend is what it feels like y'all were born to do, because it certainly sounded like it at the Texas Club a few weeks ago. And we're excited for the opportunity tomorrow, opening up for Kenny Wayne Shepherd there at the River Center. Guys, hopefully no nerves. Just wishing you great luck, and go break a leg on the stage tomorrow, man. And we'll keep in touch. All right.
Hell yeah.
Yes,
we
sir.
appreciate the interview.
Of course, guys.
Appreciate y'all.
Absolutely. That's Leif Mesh. That's Blake as well. So Leif's the lead singer, lead guitarist. Blake is the drummer. Jordan, the bassist. And I'm going to tell you, man, like the humility is awesome. Like, I'm sure to a degree you can relate to this as well, because you reached the highest level of what you do, right? You got to play in the majors for a long time, but it takes a long time to get there. Right? I mean, you've told me stories about the challenges of being in the minor leagues and building a life and all the things you have to do to make it work. And you just kind of wait for your break. And I don't know if that's what's going to happen for Leif, but they're incredibly talented. I mean, it was very obvious listening to him, like, how insanely talented they are, and how gifted he is as a vocalist and as a guitarist. I mean, the people who get to see them perform tomorrow, it's going to be very obvious, but it goes to show you how even very talented people, it just takes something for them to have an opportunity to be discovered. And hopefully this is it for him and for them, and they're able to go make this into their musical career after this.
It's funny, like with all the means of distribution now too, you know, all it takes is that one hit. I mean, you played a 15, 20-second snippet of a song.
Can you pull that back up and scroll to the chorus? Go ahead. Sorry.
But no, I mean, and it catches everybody's ear. Mine and your phones have been blowing up. Hey, what was the name of that song again? Like, you know, and then because it's 2024, that thing could crisscross the globe pretty quick.
Yeah.
You know, and
No
so
doubt.
that's what you hope happens.
So again, it's the Leif Mesh Band. LEIF is how it's. Yeah, go ahead. This song is called "The Cowboy and the Lady."
Dear mama, I made my peace. It took a lot of my eyes closing on my knees. Lord, get me on my feet, so I don't end up broken in the street.
Very bluesy. I mean,
Kind of Chris Stapleton kind of.
a little bit of that, yeah. Now I'm gonna tell you, not all of their stuff sounds like that, because they do have rock vibes to them as well. That's an acoustic song but you heard him say it, like He wrote it and recorded it the same day, just in a little studio in his house. And
After slanging some Genesis, bro, went in the studio and was like,
and then just put it up on Spotify.
Let me rip this thing out real fast.
So anyway, it's the Leif Mesh Band, Leif Mesh, M-E-C-H-E. It's the Leif Mesh Band. There are three. It's almost like Nirvana. They're just a three-man band. They're a three-man ensemble. I mean,
they're Nirvana.
I'm not saying they're Nirvana, but Nirvana was a three-man ensemble. There's a lead singer who's the lead guitarist. They have a bassist, and they have a drummer. I mean, it's just a three-man band. So, and Leif is super talented, as you can tell, and Blake's an awesome guy. I got to talk to him a little bit afterwards. I didn't get to meet Jordan, unfortunately, the bassist, but the really cool thing is you can tell for these guys, they're so grateful just for the opportunity, and they can wail. So if you want to go download that song, it's on. I did it on iTunes. Okay. It's The Cowboy and the Lady is the name of the song by the Leif Mesh Band. That's one they'll play. I would assume that's one they'll play tomorrow, opening up for Kenny Wayne Shepherd. So good luck to him. Thanks to Leif for jumping aboard. Okay, let me knock out a quick break, y'all. We're way behind now, but we'll catch up. It's AFR.
AFR.
Brought to you by Action Industries, online at actionindinc.com. Actionindinc.com for Action Industries. They're awesome people. Been around since 1982. We all know, man, the petrochemical refinery markets, what that means for our state's economy. And Action Industries has done amazing work in that sector for 42 years now. And one of the reasons they're so great, a couple of reasons actually, is number one, they know who they are, right? They're not one of those enormous mega contractors that's going to bid on a $200 million job. That's not them. That 100-person job, that's their sweet spot, and you will get their undivided attention. And you don't get hired. I mean, if you're a maintenance manager or turnaround coordinator, like, of course you know this, but you don't get hired without having an exemplary safety record. That's first and foremost. They've won awards for their safety records. It's pretty incredible to see the business they've built for the last almost 5 decades now. It's Action Industries. Check them out online or on LinkedIn. Proud partner of LSU Athletics.
Farming is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go do. John Deere equipment is what we as farmers strive to have. So it's in your blood, it's in your veins. It's just a part of who you are. Green is what we want to be in. The other tractors were acquired to patch it up to get to where you want to be. Where we want to be is in John Deere. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our #1 product is always customer satisfaction. Visit us online at reliefwindows.com.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Sabin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Sabin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial properties. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana.
On my mama, on my hood, I look fly, I look good. Touch my swag, wish you could. I look fly, I look good. On my mama, on my hood, I look fly.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
Why do the Yankees stink right now? They went from the best team in baseball to the worst team in baseball.
They're tired.
Isn't everybody tired?
They are, but the Yankees are extra tired.
Why?
It's New York City, man. You party hard up there.
I guess. Glenn sent a text. Must be a Buccaneer thing. I've been drinking Dr. Pepper for 43 years. Drink it on the tennis court, golf course, about 220 ounces a day. Even mix my yuck bourbon with it. LOL. Oh, my God. 220 ounces of Dr. Pepper a day?
It's commitment. That's commitment.
That's like...
Yeah.
That's like 20
Dr.
20
Peppers?
cans, yeah.
I mean, that's like Forrest Gump. Yeah. Since I was thirsty, no, I wasn't hungry but thirsty, and they was free. I must have drank about 15 Dr. Pepper.
How would that not kill you if you drank 20 a day?
20 a day? At some point, like, if you're consuming that much Dr. Pepper in a day, your body is just addicted to it. Like, you have to have it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But it's so good, though.
20 Dr. Peppers a day.
Mm-hmm. It's a good drink. I mean, it really is. It's the best. Is what it is.
Oh my God!
Interesting that he said the amount of ounces instead of just he drinks
how
like
many
18
Dr. Peppers?
Cans
I mean, unless if he, he didn't mistype it. It's 220 ounces a day, is what he wrote on there.
I mean, he probably goes to like racetrack or one of the places in the mornings, and he gets
gets like a big gulp.
He gets the 64 ounce.
Yeah, good point.
That you got to carry like this.
Yeah,
thirst buster.
The big gulps, bro.
And then for lunch, he probably
he's
does
got
it again.
The big plastic cup with the handle that you buy for $3.99, and you get the 99-cent refills or whatever it is. Yeah.
So he knows how many ounces he's crushing.
Oh my God.
Look, I appreciate that and the commitment to the cause and supporting the doctor.
Oh my God.
It's a good drink, but it makes you fat. I'm gonna be real. It does.
What if you're playing tennis? But he's drinking on the tennis court.
I don't see how it really.
Maybe that's how he counteracts it by just being very active.
I would still submit that if you're very active, you're going to need to properly hydrate by drinking water or something that is going to replenish the electrolytes and the things you're losing. All of the sugar in that drink is not helping you rehydrate. That is doing the opposite of that.
I mean, consuming 220 ounces of anything.
Mix in an Evermore, Glenn.
But 220 ounces of water is a lot. Like that's a lot of drinking a day. Right?
I drink about a gallon of water a day.
How many ounces is it?
Hey, Siri, how many ounces in a gallon? 128. Yeah. So I have a big gallon jug that I'll fill up, or I'll make sure I count the bottles of Evermore I have. Like, what I like to do is get the 64 ounce. I should have known that, of course, because I'll get the 64 ounce Evermores. I'll drink 2 of them in a day. That's a gallon.
He's drinking 2 gallons.
Almost 2 gallons.
Of Dr. Pepper.
Of Dr. Pepper.
Oh, my God.
I'd like to see what Glenn looks like.
Woo! No matter how big Glenn is, I bet he could fit in a Volkswagen from South Point.
Oh, yeah.
I remember doing a video shoot over there one time with Stanley Roberts. This was probably 2010 or 11.
He's huge.
And so, I mean, Stanley's 7'1", 7'2".
And thick.
Yeah. And so they wanted to show, like, even though this is it was in a Passat, which I don't think they make the Passat anymore. I think they're just down to the Jetta as far as the stand. But anyway, back then, they put Stanley in the front seat and me in the back seat, even though he had to pull the seat all the way back. There's a picture of like Stanley in front, me in the back. We both fit. Stanley Roberts fit in there. We just got back from the beach. All of our stuff fit in the Atlas.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, and believe me, Erica. You don't have to believe me.
She ain't playing.
I could show you the video, what she packs.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? We were packing up for the beach, and she's packing like
a week before y'all left.
Oh, a week. She goes and gets all the snacks that she packed. So like, let's say, I love like natural, like dry roasted macadamia nuts, right?
Okay.
So she goes and gets a bag of macadamia nuts. By the way, South Point Volkswagen. Yeah, you can leave this up here though. She'll get a bag of the macadamia nuts. resealable. You know what I mean? How they all have like the zipper on the top now, and it's labeled macadamia nuts. She takes them out, puts them into a plastic container with a screw top, and then cuts out the label of the macadamia nut bag, and then tapes it on. I was like, you do realize this served the same purpose, because you don't think we would have known what was in the bag of macadamia nuts? It's very clearly labeled. I'm like, she's like, oh, but they'll get crushed whenever we trap. I'm like, in all the years we've been going on vacation, we've never had the epidemic of snacks being crushed.
I love that.
I'm like,
she's prepared.
She creates work for herself with us. But anyway,
she likes that.
No, and then like she goes and buys all like Drew's diapers and like the formula that he drinks and everything, or he gets in his feeding tube and all that stuff, and then she packs it. I'm like, she's like, we need all this stuff for Drew. I was like, it's a good thing you went and got all this. It's a really good thing, because I heard once you cross the Louisiana border,
can't get anything.
Diapers, none of that exists anywhere.
You have it
east of Louisiana.
No macadamia nuts.
None of it. Like, so all that to say, we packed all of that into our Atlas from Southwood Volkswagen. We might have had a little bit of an argument as I was loading it up, because I was just kind of tired of continuing to load more and more bags of crap that we didn't need to take on vacation with us. But she's her, I'm me.
We do the complete opposite.
I know.
Like,
let's go.
Toothbrush, maybe toothpaste, or we could get
it out.
Or we could get it there.
Yeah. I mean, there's a sundries in the hotel.
Jonna purposely doesn't pack clothes. This is true.
So she can buy more?
So she can buy more.
Good for her. Shout out, JT.
In Georgia.
Respect. Georgie does the same?
The other two, pack rats. Houston will take his entire room, get into the hotel room. We normally get multiple rooms, and it's like he's living there. Hangs all of his clothes up.
I hang on my
puts
shirts.
The PlayStation on. Like, he moves in.
PlayStation?
Everywhere he goes. He'll never play it. But
he brings it, but he doesn't play it?
No.
In case it rains, maybe, you know?
What?
In case it rains,
Maybe.
you never know.
My boy moves in, bro.
The PlayStation.
Oh, he brings it all.
Oh, Hugh. All right. All right, it's after further review. It's been a fun show, man. It's good to have you back. I mean, we haven't been able to do this in I think 3 weeks or so, because I was on vacation the last 2, and you were in Tampa with the girls playing soccer the week before. So it's been a minute. Glad to be back. We got one segment to go. We're going to do a little Ask Ryan, so get your questions in now. Email us, tweet us, text us. Ask Ryan to wrap up the show next.
AFR.
AFR is brought to you by Glow Resources. The reality of every business owner is that at times you struggle hiring the right people. I mean, we've all made mistakes when it comes to hiring. Getting the right people that are efficient, that work hard, that do the right job, that are qualified for the job. And sometimes you learn from the school of hard knocks. But if you want to bypass all of that, make yourself more efficient and get the right hire the first time, let Glow Resources help. glowresources.com. Yes, their corporate headquarters here in Baton Rouge, but they got offices in New Orleans and Miami and Austin, all over the place. And they'll place people in jobs all over the country and all over the world. For example, there's a man working in Amarillo, Texas, who was working in Amarillo, Texas, who is now working as a plant manager in Mississippi, bought his first home, was able to put his kids in private school, but he's willing to move. Glow Resources in Baton Rouge found the man in Amarillo, moved him to Mississippi. They can help you. It's Glow Resources. glowresources.com.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is taking $20,000 off new 23 Ram 1500 trucks. We're open for business in our beautiful new showroom and taking $20,000 off the powerful Ram truck. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood Subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
and looking forward to 50 more.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
BRAC teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. BRAC, your #1 park system in the nation.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial properties. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, party plank, and vinyl siding. But our #1 product is always customer satisfaction. Visit us.
Two shots of Patron, now I'm on and about. Loose as a goose, don't get me started. With a click of thugs when I step out in the power. Loose as a goose, don't get me started. Full of that liquor.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
All right, wrapping up final segment here on a Friday edition of AFR. We love our friends over at Don Juan Cigar Bar. Fired up. T-Bob and I will be back there this year for whiskey and wine after every LSU game. We'll hope to see a lot of you there. Get on by this weekend to Don Juan Cigar Bar. Wrap up with Ask Ryan. TK, Ask Ryan. Whales are worse than sharks. My Uncle Jerry's friend Jonah had a near-death experience with one.
Who's that? TK? It's pretty good. I mean, that was really good. It really was.
Eric Gautreau. Ask Ryan, favorite movie about sharks? Jaws, The Meg, Jaws 4?
I think they're all stupid.
Have you seen the YouTube series Duck Camp Dinners? It's really good. A chef cooks up food at the duck camp.
I have.
You like it?
I do like it. It teaches you how to cook wild game, and yeah, it's pretty neat.
Ask Tremaine Hudson, Ask Ryan. Is Papa Cricket coming to Vegas for the LSU USC game?
It's Paw. Get it right. No, I don't think so.
Why not?
I don't think I'll be in Vegas for the game. But maybe. You never know.
Oh, look at this. Danny Braywick did a screenshot of your baseball reference. And he said, tell Ryan 17 homers isn't none. You said you didn't hit any homers. You didn't hit homers off anyone.
I wasn't that. No. We didn't do that.
Remember you told me the time where like you hit homers like in back-to-back days or something, and they
4 and 5 days.
4 and 5?
5 and 4 days.
And they drug tested you?
Mm-hmm. 5 and 4 days it was.
What was that story there?
Hit multiple homers, and I want to think it was back-to-back games, whatever it was. But I went to get a spray tan on an off day, hit a homer the next day. Of course, I went to go get a spray tan the next day, hit a homer the next day. So 4 days,
spray tan.
And I kept hitting homers. So by the 5th day, or 4th day, I'd hit 4 or 5 homers in that span. And I'll never forget, I look over in the dugout, and Mike Fontenot was on the team at the time, and he had a little bitty small miniature Gatorade cooler, and he had it sitting up on the thing with my hat on it, with my name and my number on the back, because I was so orange from the spray tans. But I was going to keep going.
All right, get your questions in for Terrio. Hey, remember, storm season's here. Optimize, generatorpeople.com. GeneratorPeople.com. Give our friends at Optimize a shout. You have an automatic home standby generator.
Game changer.
I do as well. I can't imagine not having one. It's just when the power goes out, within about 10 or 15 seconds, boom, that generator pops on. It powers your entire house. It's like literally like nothing happened. Storm season's here. This is the time to prepare. Call Optimize. 4 physical locations, so they service the entire 1012 corridor from Lake Charles, Lafayette, Baton Rouge, New Orleans. Their newest location is right there off of the Loyola exit in New Orleans. So no matter where you are on the 1012 corridor, Optimize, Louisiana's #1 Generac automatic home standby generator dealer. GeneratorPeople.com. GeneratorPeople.com. Ask Ryan, favorite cheese for a burger?
Probably like a cheddar. I'm a big cheddar guy. I like cheddar.
Ask Ryan. My Uncle Jerry says forget lazy rivers. Rebath walk-in tubs is where it's at. No germs or sharks. His friend Pepe hooked him up. I think they went out of business. I don't think they're open.
I don't know.
That's an old Baton Rouge area commercial for those that aren't familiar. All right, no, I'm not. TK with his Uncle Jerry spots are on it. All right, we got 30 seconds. Tomorrow's Drew's birthday party.
Yes.
Are the Terriers making an appearance?
Yes, absolutely. 100%.
Mickey Mouse will be there as well. 10 years old, go for the gold. Olympic theme. Our house currently looks like the United Nations. The flags of the world literally are strewn across the entire ceiling throughout our house. You'll see it tomorrow.
I can't wait.
It's a whole darn celebration. Bet, Cassie, thanks. We'll see you on Monday.
AFR.
Brought to you by Supper Club. I was at Supper Club last Saturday, man. A birthday dinner. 11 of us went. Gramps came. Gramps was holding court, man. We had the private room. It was so cool. Gramps is 91, still sharp. He's sitting there telling us stories about how he used to smoke a pipe at his office back in the day. And he's like, Gramps, what year is that? He's like, it's been like 61. I mean, like 63 years ago, the guy's telling me stories about people. Anyway, it was awesome. But that's where you go, man. You want to celebrate something, you want to make a memory, go to Supper Club. And by the way, the food experience is unmatched. We had butter cake. You'll be happy to know.
I love that.
We actually, because there was 11 of us, we got 2 butter cakes and the creme brulee. And look, the food is amazing, but also the experience. Like when they come by, they torch the creme brulee table side. Whenever both my parents got the veal parm, they have the cheese and everything in a skillet. So they bring the veal chop and then they spread it over their table side. It's an incredible experience. Get your reservation, supperclubbtr.com.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further. Like vans customized for work or play. With safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Farming is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go do. John Deere equipment is what we as farmers strive to have. It's in your blood, it's in your veins. It's just a part of who you are. Green is what we want to be in. The other tractors were acquired to patch it up to get to where you want to be. Where we want to be is in John Deere. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Sabin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Sabin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.